Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Join us as we bring together all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under one banner for 4 days of powerful brotherhood and sisterhood.
I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I subscribed, they don't know how I did it. Got it out.
Day 1 kicks off with the Round Table with Truth podcast featuring Captain of 13,000 Mauquai. Also, we will be having a breakfast and sip event at 12355 Gratiot Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. Then, we will be having scripture breakdown with none other than 12 Shield General Muhammad from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then later, we will be having game night. On August the 2nd, we will be having a street teaching and a food and clothing giveaway at the Detroit Transit Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then you can join 13 Shield Commanding General Yohana for a powerful discussion. Are demons real and are they among us? From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. After that, we will be having late night activities at our bar on 21530 Gratiot Avenue. On August the 3rd, we will be visiting the Charles H. Wright Museum from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And join us at the Action Impact Gun Range from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We having an album release party at Flood Bar and Grill for none other than Captain of 13,000 of Clyde Abaraya. Then, last but not least, we will be having the 7th annual Midwest Barbecue at Chandler Park from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is not like any other barbecue you ever been to. Bring your children, bring your family and friends. It's free food and it's a safe environment.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
Also, get you a room at our hotel for special rates. Book now for a comfortable stay close to all of the action.
Purchase your tracks today.
Support the Midwest Fire Weekend by donating to our GoFundMe. Visit the GoFundMe link in the description or scan the QR code to make a difference.
Boston, it made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. ISUPK whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage to?
We getting ready to have a Midwest Fire Weekend.
Then the ISUPK Chicago coming at you once again to let you know about the Midwest Fire Weekend.
Came to speak to you about some events we're having in Detroit, Michigan. Fire Weekend, Thursday, August 1st to Sunday, August 4th.
Inviting all single blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to our Midwest Fire Weekend.
And you know what it is. It's that time of the year again. It's the Midwest Fire Weekend, hosted by Captain 13,000 Mauquai, August 1st through the 4th.
Real ISUPK Kentucky here to invite every so-called black, Hispanic, and North American Indian to the Midwest Fire Weekend, Detroit, Michigan, August 1st through the 4th.
Tune into the Midwest Fire Weekend from August 1st to the 4th.
Don't miss out on this incredible event. Join us for the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Visit www.isupk.com or scan the QR code for more information.
ISUPK. We out here in Baltimore, you know what I mean? We was having an amazing food and clothing drive out here, feeding the people, clothing the people, and staying, getting love for the brothers and sisters out here.
But that was my nigga. Yeah. Under command and general, your honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Join us as we bring together all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under one banner for 4 days of powerful brotherhood and sisterhood.
I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they don't know how I did it. Got it.
Day 1 kicks off with the Roundtable of Truth podcast featuring Captain of 13,000 Mauaquai. Also, we will be having a breakfast and sip event at 12355 Gratiot Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. Then, we will be having scripture breakdown with none other than 12 Shield General Muhammad from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then later, we will be having game night. On August the 2nd, we will be having a street teaching and a food and clothing giveaway at the Detroit Transit Center from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then you can join 13 Shield Commanding General Yohana for a powerful discussion. Are demons real and are they among us? From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. After that, we will be having late night activities at our bar on 21530 Gratiot Avenue. On August the 3rd, we will be visiting the Charles H. Wright Museum from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And join us at the Action Impact Gun Range from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We having an album release party at Flood's Bar and Grill for none other than Captain of 13,000 of Clyde Abaraya. Then, last but not least, we will be having the 7th annual Midwest Barbecue at Chandler Park from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. This is not like any other barbecue you ever been to. Bring your children, bring your family and friends. It's free food and it's a safe environment.
If phone ain't on it, what is it?
Also, get you a room at our hotel for special rates. Book now for a comfortable stay close to all of the action.
Purchase your tracks today.
Support the Midwest Fire Weekend by donating to our GoFundMe. Visit the GoFundMe link in the description or scan the QR code to make a difference.
Boston, it made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. UPK whole court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage to?
We getting ready to have a Midwest Fire Weekend.
Then the ISUPK Chicago coming at you once again to let you know about the Midwest Fire Weekend.
Came to speak to you about some events we're having in Detroit, Michigan. Fire Weekend, Thursday, August 1st to Sunday, August 4th.
Inviting all single blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to our Midwest Fire Weekend.
And you know what it is. It's that time of the year again. It's the Midwest Fire Weekend, hosted by Captain 13th Out Marquardt, August 1st through the 4th.
Real ISUPK Kentucky here to invite every so-called Black, Hispanic, and North American Indian to the Midwest Fire Weekend, Detroit, Michigan, August 1st through the 4th.
Tune into the Midwest Fire Weekend from August 1st to the 4th.
Don't miss out on this incredible event. Join us for the Midwest Fire Weekend from August the 1st to the 4th. Visit www.isupk.com or scan the QR code for more information.
What you bought? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. Yeah. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home, that's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm rippin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start steppin'. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves, while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey.
Yeah,
What's
sir.
Hey, what's going on out there? How y'all feeling?
Good.
Yeah, I know we kicking off a little early. We gonna get the rest of the men. They're gonna jump in real soon, real soon. You know what I mean? Back again Saturday night, holding down for Command Johnny Hannah, hardest working man in Israel. Give him a hand. That Midwest Fire weekend coming up next weekend with that lecture. You know, our demons amongst us and how to deal with that demon. It's going to be an insane lecture. You're going to get insight into your best friend. Some of you will get to understand your best friend. You've been having a relationship for your whole life. You can't understand your best friend. But next week, you're going to understand your best friend live and direct. Come check him out. Detroit, Gratiot Ave. You know what I mean? I think it's August 2nd. August 2nd. Make sure I come check out that lecture for the Midwest Fire weekend. You know what I mean? So what we dealing with from Netanyahu?
Man. Come on, Cap. You can't bypass that, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Let me give Captain Meshach a hand. Lovely wife a hand.
Yeah.
Let me give you all a hand, man. And Captain and Mad, your shot too. You mean you both your sisters go out there making them babies, you know what I mean? Give you all a hand, man. You know what I mean? You're all fighting against the system.
Yes, so like yes, sir. Remember he done journey back to the east, so he close to nothing, so he trying to join nothing out.
He gets some coffee, in the kitchen gets some coffee. But yeah, man, listen, once again, like because of the Most High in Christ and you know the work that Command Johnny Hannah generals do, like I think majority of us, if not all of us, we could, because we live this life, this is our life now, we kind of take it for granted. And it could be an in-passing thing in your mind that the life we live, it takes a certain amount of confidence to do the things we do. And it's only because of the sacrifice the men before us make, because a Negro in the world right now, and the last thing he's thinking about is making some child. That's the last thing we care about, a woman raising a family, you know, doing the life we live. You know what I mean? You could be in here so much where you just think it's normal. And this is not a normal life. And it's an extremely blessed life. It's an extremely blessed life. It's a ridiculously blessed life. And, you know, all of us, we would not have known each other if it wasn't for Christ. It wasn't the Most High, it wasn't for Christ. It wasn't for Command Johnny Hannah did that stood ground and raised up generals on there. We'd have never known each other. And if we did know each other in the world, we'd have been scheming and plotting and robbing and murdering and you know violating each other. So it's definitely
for real.
It's a real life blessing. You know what I mean? It's something you sit back. So you know, life could take over and you could start to forget. But the life you live is a ridiculously blessed life. It's not, you know, it's not normal. It's not usual. And people in the world, the things you're able to do, they can't do it, and they have way more security than us. Carnal security I'm talking about. Way more carnal security than we do. And they're scared to do what we do. So I ain't gonna trade up this life for nothing, man. You know, man.
I'm right.
So
man, you're come.
What?
Now, see, you all have some good stories here today. That one with the judge. You know what I mean? I don't know how she would win her way out there, but I know she's gonna wiggle her way out there. You know what I'm talking about?
Listen, she gonna bang the gavel and two of that. she gonna have to, you know, pull some big strings for that one.
Yeah, she let it cut out the bag too. I don't know if she was drunk or what, but she was talking the truth. Because she tell the cops, don't worry, I have you all back. You know, I got you all back. You know what I mean? She was basically telling them, you know what I mean, like laying the cat out the bag. Them judges and the cops working hand in hand. Like the only thing that gonna save you in there is the Lord. Them think a video gonna save you like you catch it on video. That ain't saving you. The Lord had to save you out of that joker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's a business. You know what I mean? It's an absolute business. Like they're everything about their work, their job is, you know, it's business. It has monetary gain. So reform is not in their best interest. You know, recidivism is in their best interest. That revolving door, that's in their best interest. So something like that is not shocking. You know what I mean? Something like that is absolutely not shocking at all. You know, but even before we get into that, I just want to mention too that today is what the 34th anniversary of the coup in Trinidad.
Oh shucks, yeah, I forgot.
In Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I mean? There was a coup in 1990. Brother.
Yeah.
This Muslim faction called the Jamaat al-Muslimin. You know what I mean? What's going on, priest? Right? Where the Jamaat al-Muslimin took over, you know, the country. It was a military coup. It was an insurrection. And, you know, a lot of people died in that coup, and it's the absolute proof of why we should never ever follow religion. You know what I mean? Why we should never ever follow another philosophy, another God. Just like what Commander Johnny Hanna was bringing out during this week on that radio show. That you start following another people God, you're gonna become a slave to them. And you can't follow for that nigger God, because Trinidad is a country at that time was run by, you know, quote unquote black people. You know what I mean? Israelites at the time. If you look in the picture here, the guy with the shades on, the medical shades, he was in charge of the country at the time. He was the prime minister. This guy here with his hands up on the wall, his name is Abu Bakr, Imam Yassin Abu Bakr. He was leader of a Muslim group called the Jamaat al-Muslimin. He was trained in Libya by Gaddafi. All his men were trained in Libya with Gaddafi's people. They got their guns from Gaddafi. They were all Muslim. And of course, at that time, the country was, you know, on the downswing of the oil boom. Right? Trinidad is an oil and gas country, and it was on the down belt, the down slope, and the country was, you know, strapped. It was tight. But of course, even though, you know, you had your World Bank, your IMF, America starting to come through, your politicians is not dealing with the country how they're supposed to. And these men became frustrated, and I could understand their frustration, especially as an adult. I could understand their frustration, but they went about to overthrow the country. And of course, in overthrowing the country, so many brothers and sisters lost their life. So many brothers and sisters just died, and, you know, with no kind of I don't know, sympathy is not the word. Remorse, kind of remorse. You know what I mean? No kind of empathy for your people. You know, this is it was one of the, I guess, a turning point. If you know, anybody who remember in the history of Trinidad, Trinidad and Tobago, you know, the guy in the middle there with the beanie, gray beanie, Imam Yassin Abu Bakr, that's the one who took over the country. The picture there on the left, this is in the parliament That brother there who looking around, he was making a speech. They stormed into the parliament. He turned around like, what the hell going on? It was coordinated. They blew up the police station, blew up the parliament. You know, it was hell, brother. And he held the country at, you know, gunpoint for about 6 days. He was hoping that the prime minister would hand over the country to him. And of course, whatever plans they had with Gaddafi about it, the country would have been a Muslim state, like how ISIS is, or, you know, how Hamas and Gaza is, right? But the prime minister, the Israelite, the son of Benjamin, he's like, you know, to hell with that. He told the military, which at the time was not military, it was a regiment, it was small. He told them attack with full force because they expected him to capitulate, and he did not. And that shook everything up. And then I think America sent some special teams in there. I think it was like 2 or 3 helicopters, and these men surrendered. And that's the picture you're seeing on the bottom right. Here, where he coming out with his hands up, they all surrendered. This picture here in the middle, where you see 2 men holding up somebody, I think that was the prime minister. He got shot in his leg. They shot him in his leg, trying to get him to hand over the country. He wasn't handing it over. He wasn't handing it over. Shot him in his leg. He said, you know, to hell with that. Just storm in here and kill everybody. And that's how they end up, you know, surrendering. Now, on the flip side, this the leader of this group, he had a lawyer who was an East Indian called Ramesh Maharaj, right? And that East Indian later went on to be the Attorney General. And during his time as being the lawyer, he was able to get so much political secrets on everybody that even though he overthrew the country, even though he, you know, shot the prime minister, even though he was responsible for so many deaths in Trinidad, he was able to walk free, scot-free. And I believe the government had to pay him for destruction of their property. They had some property in the east that the government ended up bulldozing and taking over. It was a whole ton of nonsense going on. But I know in any other situation, he would not be alive. You know what I mean? It's a testament to the oppression, that we go through living under these heathens. And no matter how you trade it up, whether you serve the white man or you serve the Arabs, all they're going to make you do is hate your people.
That's right.
That's all they're going to make you do is hate your people. Because even after the same Abu Bakr, he was interviewed on the TV. And they asked him, they say, well, you know, so many people died. So many people died in the coup. So many people died in the overthrow of the government. And he turned to the reporter, I forget the reporter name. Let's say the reporter name is Mr. John. He turned to the reporter and he's like, Mr. John, people die every day. People die every day. What's the big deal? And this is your own brothers and sisters. And, you know, it's one thing if you're rebelling against another nation. But you fuel funded and trained and had so many of your own people die in the name of making it better. And you know, how is Trinidad now? So is it any better? Did the coup do anything?
Nothing.
Did nothing but made me miss cartoons for about a week. I was so goddamn mad. I was a little child at the time. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just know you couldn't go outside after a certain hour. But I kept banging the TV because I said there's something wrong with the TV because ain't no cartoons on. Men with guns in the TV station. The coup did nothing to black people but took black people's lives and traumatized a whole lot of people. A whole generation of people was traumatized by the whole thing. It did nothing for us. It did nothing at all for us. And now, even today, you still have the Muslim section in Trinidad, and there's still division where the East Indian Muslims run a whole lot of things, just like the East Indian Hindus, and the black Muslims are under everything. So what was the purpose of all of that? What was the purpose of it all? The bottom line is make no deals with them.
That's right.
That's right.
Don't take their daughters to your sons. Don't take your sons to. Give your sons to their daughters, or else they're gonna stop you from worshiping God, man. Like these religions is going to ensure that you hate your own people, and you will see your own people as what? Just collateral damage. I mean, if I could, I'll try to find the clip before the end of the show. But he turned to the reporter and said, "Mr. So and so, people die every day."
Yeah, heartless.
Yeah, heartless and totally just, And once again, that comes from the philosophy of the Islam.
That's
and,
right.
and he learned Islam from who? A heathen.
Yeah.
So the heathen is not going to teach him to value, the children of Israel. The heathen is going to teach him to value the heathens. You know what I mean? The heathens are going to go ahead, Cap.
No, just to add to what you're saying too, and to show you how, you know what I mean, you have to really, you know what I mean, scrutinize your leadership. You understand? Your leader not willing to go down with the, you know what I mean, with the ship, then, you know what I mean, question it. You know what I mean? Question what your leader teaching you. You know what I mean? If he ain't willing to go down with it. Because he talking about people die every day. Then why you surrender? Why the hell you surrender? Why don't go all the way with it? Why didn't go all the way with it? Why? Because your life meant more than them men who following you. Meant more than the men life in parliament, more than your brothers. You didn't want to die for what you tell them they're going to die for. You're a disgusting leader. You know what I mean? And I pray them brothers, you know what I mean, in Trinidad, see it and understand it and get out of that mess quick.
That's right.
It's selfish.
Yeah. It's absolutely selfish. You know what I mean? What's going on, Cap? You have some chapter. Yeah, you so right, Nathan. Like I didn't even think of it like that. Like you send men to die, and you kill people, and people died in the chaos. Because you remember for that, I think 6 or 7 days it lasted. The country was on lockdown, 12 hours, 6 to 6 curfews. There was a whole ton of looting. Port of Spain, which is the main city, was damn near burnt down, flat down, looting going on. I mean, men carrying fridge on their back. It was so bad. And again, poverty. So, people seeking the opportunity. But also, the police and the military was out in full force and can't get to what they want to get to. So the only thing they could turn to is the civilians who might be carrying a stove, carrying a fridge, whatever. And a lot of them people was put to death. They found a lot of bodies after the coup in like bushes. A lot of bodies just out there because for 6 days the country was really lawless. I mean, and this thing was well planned. Like they had a coordinated attack. The time they stormed the TV station was the same time they drove a car bomb into the main police station in Port of Spain. Drove a car bomb into it, blew it up. It was a huge explosion. They had a football game going on. People in the stadium spoke about how they heard it and saw the big fire going up in the air. You know what I mean? One brother called Jamal Shabazz. I remember him good because he was a football coach, right? He also went on the TV and did an interview and spoke about how coup almost never happened because they was moving with these crates of guns. They was moving with these crates of guns from one area to the next, and in moving the guns, they coming around a corner and ran into a group of police going in for the shift change. And one of the brothers who, the first one to clash with the police as they're coming around the corner, he ended up catching the crates before it hit the ground. And the police say, careful young man, and went about the business, called it going for the shift change. And he said they all looked at each other like that was a close one. Because if that crate hit the ground, all the guns would have spilled out, the coup would have been over. And he say he think about it because them same police went to the station that they blew up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I just want to highlight that because it's testament to never join these religions.
Kind of one time. And Salaki, if I could, what's so heavy about this situation, man? It's so heavy because this is what separates Christ from every other leader. When Christ was on the scene, he didn't say we need to start from the top down. He said we need to start from the bottom up. He told the people. He told the people. He said, "Who's my neighbor?" He said, one guy walked past, a brother got robbed on the road and was left for dead. One guy, a priest walked by and just left him. Then another, scribe walked by and left him. But one brother came, seen him, paid for his health treatment, paid for a hotel for him, and everything so the brother can get healed. He didn't even know him. He said, which one was his neighbor? Like that's what the people need. Like we gotta focus on helping our people with the small things from the bottom up, man. If we do that, we'll build our people, man. We'll build a strong nation. Christ understood that and was teaching that to us because all we thought was, well, let's just get the swords and go get the weapons and just start storming the Capitol, storming the castle, storming the Romans, storming the barracks. That's what the brother wanted to do. He said, when we go and get it in. When you gonna call everybody to pick up arms and let's go fight? He said, it's not time for that right here. This not what it is right now. He said, so I think he told the brother, get behind me, Satan. Because, like I was telling the brothers, man, if you got a football team, you got to practice first, man. You can't just get into the game. You got to rehearse the righteous acts. Like we got to be able to take care of ourselves as a nation. We got to start that first. Right. Why even have a nation if we're not even going to take care of each other with the nation? We're gonna get a nation, do what we do in America. Get high, have barbecues for 4th of July, sleep with each other's women, fight each other over the blocks. We're gonna tear each other apart, even if we get our own nation.
Right.
And so the same with this brother, this Abu Bakr brother. What he would have did when he got in power? Same thing that the people in power was doing before. Taking advantage of the people, helping cronyism. He wasn't about to say, oh, let's do some universal health care. Let's everybody go to the bums and let's make sure the bums got places to be, taken care of. Let's start with the orphanages. He wasn't about to start with that.
Right.
That's not what Islam do. Islam, they'll steal kids and be molesting them and all that. But they're not about to take care of be a father to the fatherless. Or comfort the widows. So yeah, that's all I want to bring out, man. Christ knows the real formula, what we need. That's it.
You absolutely right, Kapash. Like that was a heavy point. Like you had the revolution comes from the ground up. You know what I mean? It comes from the ground. It comes from the base all the way up to the top. And granted, just to give a little backdrop, like there was a lot of folly going on in the government. Like it's not like the government was just doing so well and he was just a crazy madman. This is like the perfect what they call it, the perfect coincidence of forget the phrase. It's like everything go wrong at the right time that gave back. Go ahead, come on.
They said what they call the perfect storm.
It's damn near like that. That's not the phrase I was looking for, but it's damn near that. It's a perfect storm. Like everything just fall into place that was just chaotic and crazy enough that would make a carnal man do that. Because there was a high profile assassination, shooting. Some sister named Jillian John, she got her brain blow out. They were saying, some of them were saying it was the government did it, the cops did it because she was, spilling the beans. It was a whole lot of nonsense was going on. Plus the people is poor. People is suffering. And this is on the downswing of the oil boom. And the oil boom, brother, it's oil days is big money. And all this was perfect opportunity, perfect amount of chaos going on. And who comes to the rescue? Before that, America is there. America trying to get all that oil and gas. Britain is there, and they established British Gas, or BG, BP, British Petroleum, and took all the oil and gas. And now the white man gone, and now we run. It's like how the scriptures say: you run from the scorpion, it bites you. You put your hand on the wall, this bites you. You're running from the bear. We run from the oppressor to the Arab oppressor into the Islam, and then the Islam teach you now, go take things into your own hand. People die every day. It doesn't matter who you die and who you kill and all that type of shit. And brother, it was a bloody nonsense for nothing. It was a bloody nonsense for nothing. Go ahead, Cal.
I don't know if you remember too. I think two of the I think the opposition leader and somebody else didn't show up that day too. Which means, as I say, the parliament, they knew, some people in there knew what was going on, knew what was about to start. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, as you're saying, you know what I mean, like we choosing, you know what I mean, like but right now with the election, you know what I mean, it's like, what is it, choosing less of the evil? You understand? Why choose any of them? You know what I mean? As the pastor say, why not go? You mean you a leader? Start from the ground up. Start with the poor people. Christ said he sent you to the highways and byways, and they didn't come. You understand? He tell you, go to them poor people. Go get them. The people who was rejected. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you know what I mean? Because for the love of me, now looking back as you playing all of that, I don't think he even knew how to run a country. I don't think he knew what he just get to that point, and when he realized, oh, I didn't expect to get this far. It's almost like, well, you know what I mean? Because remember, he didn't go to jail. He made a deal not to go to jail. He made a deal not to go to jail. Yes.
Remember, he had leverage. He had a ton of leverage on them politicians, even like the ones who you said wasn't there. Some of them, that's Friday, closing the parliament, everybody be there. That particular Friday, members of the opposition took off and wasn't even in the country. So it was a whole kind of inside setup job, like what you're saying. So go ahead.
Yeah, so now, you're correct. So now, he ain't get unalive, he ain't get deleted. Now, let's see the change you're going to make with the people. Now, sure, that worse off than you leave it. You died and gone, and you left nothing to help the youths in Trinidad. You understand? Nothing. It's worse.
Yeah. Right. It's like yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and you know, just on that point, because now when I really look at the state of the country and all too, and you know, General Hyman did a class with us here as well, and he told us, you know, that the culture is something that would absorb the people here, or we say black people here, Hispanic and Native Indian, because now again the 12 tribes really bounce around here in Trinidad, and because of that culture, again, these East Indians, and again, this is why we always say, and in some of the class, the worst thing that ever happened to us here was 1845. And because of that, you know, it come and it had a turn and a twist in the whole culture that was already, you know, established. Because now when they came now, it's like, you know, the gift that they came and with is like we were already so oppressed to the point like, hey, we would accept anything. And because of us now accepting anything now, you know, the culture that we grew up in, even as we say, look at as we say, the brother, he lived a life, and as you say, he had, you know, a lot of stories on people. So it's like they would just let him live off his life and just die off. Instead of just doing any assassination or doing any, you know, unaliving to him. Because when you really look at the people around him, who was around him, a lot of them get let me say, shoot off. And he end up living that life until he died off. And as you say, the country as it is today is like in a more worse state, because now again we bringing no guns, we don't own the ports, we don't own nothing here. So now they will establish everything that coming in and going out. So now how guns reaching as we say, in these communities, how guns reaching, as we say, to the people in, let me say, in Sea Lots and John and Lab until how guns reaching there? Because now none of us do own the ports. But now anything that coming in now, it would come through, as we say, these let me say the 1%, even the East Indian, because now it's like three groups. It would be like the East Indian, the 1%ers, and the Chinese. So they would be more or less kind of, pulling and talking because now they have whole, let me say, all the major establishment right now in the country. So like it.
Yep, you absolutely right. You for sure right with it. Like, and the reference officer Sawab make that 1845 is the year that the Fatal Razak came to Trinidad. The Fatal Razak is the name of the ship that brought the East Indians as the first indentured laborers. The first indentured laborers. Hey, Salaki, the Yabson Shabrakata, officer, Captain Hadan, we have the officer, Kodash, what's going on, priest? Salaki, brother. Yeah, so the reference to what making there is to that Fatah Razak, where they came in 1845, which was about 10 to 13 years after so-called slavery was abolished in Trinidad. And I ain't going to stay too long on this because I know we have stories, but the whole indentured laborers was a deal Britain made with India after the Industrial Revolution. Because Britain used to buy textiles from India. They was the textile merchant, like the textile capital of the world. But as they're buying textiles from India, they working hard with that Industrial Revolution, with them engines, so they could make textiles of their own, cheaper, less quality, but way cheaper. And brother, with the Industrial Revolution, they stopped buying stuff from India. That's how India went broke. And then India rebelled against Britain, and that's how Gandhi came up and that whole protesting and stuff. So after they done wrecked India, they made a deal with India to say, well, listen, we're going to get ready to vacate some of our colonies in the Caribbean. We're going to give them to you to run, and we'll pay you a wage, and you could go over there and be indentured laborers. You're going to have to do some of the labor, but we already have a slave force down there. And they was able to come over and get a wage. They signed contracts with Britain, 5-year deals, a free ride there, a free ride back, and the option to buy land at the end of the 5 years of the contract. So East Indians who came to Trinidad and Jamaica and the Caribbean, they turn around today and say we lazy and shiftless when the free money that the slaves gave to Britain is what paid for their grandparents and grandfathers to come to Trinidad to oppress us. And they came to Trinidad and brought their religions and brought their ways and did nothing to elevate. Like, you was mad with Britain for what they did to your country, but come to a country where Britain destroying another group of people. And instead of helping those people, because you know what it is like to be in that situation, you seek to oppress them people further. And that's where we are today. So that's the reference that Officer Sawab was making, because with that Fatah Razak came the Islam. They like to lie in the history and say Islam came with the slaves, and that's not true. Islam came with the Indians. That's where Islam came with. So, it's a rough thing. And again, that's the anniversary of that 1990 coup. It's just good to remember you cannot join these religions looking for the solution. Right. You know what I mean? It's good. The Bible says oppression make a wise man mad, and it's good them brothers got mad. It's good they got angry. But that religion turned their anger against their own people.
That's right.
How could you go and serve the Arabs when the Arabs built the ships that sold your foreparents into slavery? What could the Arab teach you? What could the Arab do for you today? Nothing. You know what I mean? So, Salaki, I just wanted to mention that real quick. We get into them stories, bro. I don't want to eat up the time. Yeah, appreciate it. Where you all want to head first? Which one? If you want to do the judge, I know there was a shooting. I think Sawab was there. Not Sawab. Kazak was there shooting down there for sure. You found out in Columbia Mall.
Yep, Kawakan. I got the article too.
Oh shit! I mean, we could touch on it for a few minutes because it just happened.
Yeah, concert. It says, Salaki. Shooting at the mall in Colombia leaves man dead. A man is dead after a shooting inside the mall in Colombia on Saturday. According to the Howard County Police, there was an altercation at the mall's food court around 6:10 p.m., followed by at least one gunshot. The man died at the scene, and no other injuries were reported. We are still working to confirm his identity. We are still working to confirm his identity. However, based on the preliminary information and evidence of the officers and detectives have located, we do believe that this victim was targeted. Howard County Police spokeswoman Cheryl Llewellyn said, "This is a situation where we believe that there was an altercation between two people. This was not something that our investigators believe was a random incident or an accident. This is something we believe was intentional." Police said there were no signs of an active shooter. So like I said, this is this part I read. I wanted to read this part right here, sir. This is from one of the people that was in the mall. Our first thought was, no way this happens in Colombia. This isn't the kind of area where there would be like gunshots and stuff like that. So we just thought we were overreacting. Brandon Hall DeLauder, a shopper, told 11 News. I guess it just goes to show it can happen anywhere, doesn't matter the area.
Man, I don't know where he living. He said it's kind of happening. It's kind of happening in Howard County. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And that's the state of affairs. That's the sad state of affairs. Like this, we at the end with this place, brother. They first thought it was an active shooter because they on alert with Netanyahu coming through this week. You know what I mean? And of course, the NATO summit a few weeks ago, they're on alert. And this is some domestic issue or some personal beef or whatever. And you have people in the comfort saying, who thought this would happen here? This is not the type of place. Negro, you're in America. What are we talking about? What do you think would happen?
Man, Cap, you I mean, tiny law for the truth, we. Because, brother, I tell you, there are people out there who really think, you know what I mean, nothing bad is going on outside of the state, outside of the home, unless it happened 2 feet away from them. Then it's like, oh, shucks, this is going on. Like, we really go how to wake up in this place, man. But that just show you the lack of better word, the spell America have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People. You know what I mean? It's a, you know what I mean? It's a condition where, you know what I mean? If you're not in the truth, you in the world, your beef is just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You really don't know what the hell is going on.
All right.
You know what I mean?
That witchcraft.
Yeah, that better word. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So like it, sir, if I may too, that part when he said, I didn't think this could happen here, I thought that was heavy because that is the overall sentiment with Americans in general. Like I thought of two scriptures when I heard that, where it says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Like, where have you have lived a life of privilege, so much privilege that you have places where you can go and feel safe in public. Meanwhile, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans fear for their lives in their own homes because police officers kill us in our homes. So to even say something like, I didn't think this could happen here, you are so detached from, like, we live in two different worlds. We don't live in the same world. And this is the world that Christ is coming to save. The world where we know, oh, you can get got anywhere. We know that. We understand that it can happen anywhere. And then the second scripture I thought of, sir, is where it talks about that red horse coming to pour out the spirit of war all throughout the earth. Like, this is you gonna see things happening that a lot of you good oppressors never thought you would ever see here in your beloved America. You're gonna see altercations and violence that you've never thought you could see happen right here in this land. And chiefly, World War III is coming to the shores of America. They just had the jets, the Chinese and the Russians running joint military drills off the coast of Alaska. You know, so it's like that arrogance that you oppressors have, that's going to be your downfall, because it can happen to you and it will happen to you. It's been happening to us. So,
all right.
Damn right. And like everything that happens to us is definitely going to happen to, you know, to this kingdom in their
is dark.
in their safety. Like how the scripture, where is it in Job? Is it Job 47? If I could get that scripture, because you just definitely jog my memory.
Where it talks about they're going to run, they're going to flee,
drive them to their feet.
Yeah.
Oh God.
If I could get that in Job.
Come on, sir. Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet.
I shall drive him to his feet. Why? Because you know, America is comfort. This old virgin daughter of Babylon who ain't been touched, boy.
Right.
Who ain't been touched. You know, stuff going on everywhere else, and this place, you know, they ain't been touched. So when you say this is Howard County, this can't happen here. What is you? Wait, they ain't been watching the news.
And
the whole DMV area is gunplay for about the last year and a half. Right, it's like literally Wild Wild West. The whole DMV area. What is you talking about? You didn't think this could happen here in Howard County. You think that Howard County tax prevents you from dumb shit? I don't understand shit. Go ahead now, back to you.
Now, go. You mean you're bringing up? You mean what you're bringing up is so heavy too, because Esau, he knows he has not paid for slavery, and he is living the life. You understand? And he knows for generation upon generation, they have not paid for slavery. So it's almost like, like you inherit something where, it's, it's like, it's that spirit of it's Cain with Lamech. Like, them Americans had that spirit of Lamech where something happened. Oh, nah, okay, well, yeah, I remember what the Lord said. Oh, I can't get touched. You understand? So that spirit in America is because they ain't been touched for what they've done to Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indian. That's why I'm going back to that judge. The way that judge behaved, she behaved just like that. She behaved just like that until the next day when he blew backside of half man. She said, "Oh shucks, I said too much." Yeah, B, you said a little too much.
Exactly.
You understand? You know what I mean? And that cop who deleted that sister in the house, he pleaded not guilty. Where all that coming from? Where all that, where all that coming from? And that's because, you had that spirit of Lamech. You know what I mean? That spirit of Cain in you.
That you could just do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yep. And I think because Kazak, I don't know, in fact, you and Kazak for sure remember. I think it was a few years ago, you had some teenager, if it was an Ethiopian or somebody, shooting up that same mall with a pump.
Yep.
It was a few years ago, definitely. Arawadi just said it here. I believe we could find that story anyway. You know what I mean? Somebody was in there just a few years ago, lighting up that zone. So to say that, you shocked that this could happen here, which means like just like B Mo N says, what's he coming? He said, right, they like let that stuff happen in those neighborhoods. And that's true. So when they see all the news about shootings in the other neighborhood where the rest of us live, they don't have a problem with that. To them, it's like, this shouldn't happen here, which is the problem with a lot of our people. We set a standard based on how close you are to the white man. Your radius from the white man is your standard of living. The closer you are to him is the higher your standard of living. And the further away in the radius, in the circle radius you are to him, let anything could happen. Molestation, AIDS, abortion, homosexuality, whatever. The minute you start to get a little bit white collar and wearing suit and tie and you moving into their neighborhood, all of a sudden you know what the hell morals is and what's good behavior and bad behavior and antisocial behavior. Like the white man is your damn, beacon of compass, of moral compass, when it should not be like that. Compass should radiate out of black neighborhoods.
Right.
That's where morals should happen. The moral compass should radiate out of where we are, because we the author of everything. We understand what's right and what's wrong, not them. You know what I mean? General Q said his mom heard the shots from where she was. You know what I mean? General Q also put Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. That's so right. That's what's happening. That's what's happening to America slowly but surely.
God, sir, if I could.
Surely. Go ahead, Hadar.
If I could, read the scripture for me. I got a scripture in Ezekiel, and like y'all was touching on, them saying they not being used to this happening, or if it could ever happen in these neighborhoods, because like you said, they protect the radius around their neighborhoods, and then they leave us to live in hell. But the Lord prophesied that these devils ain't got too much longer for that. If I could, I got a scripture. Read this for me, brother.
But put the mic closer to Kodash. You ain't really hear it.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, Salaki, this is Ezekiel 35:6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
That's what the Lord said. The Lord said he was going to prepare these devils for blood, and blood shall pursue thee. The time for us to just be living in hell and him not seeing none of the repercussions for all the guns and drugs that he put in our neighborhoods is over with. The Lord prophesied that blood will pursue this devil. Keep going.
Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
That's heavy right there. And that's what they seeing out there. The blood is getting ready to pursue them. They saw it briefly with the what was it? The overthrow of the White House that they tried to do.
Right.
And it's just gonna continue from here on. So like,
yeah, you absolutely right, priest. You absolutely right about that's their whole spirit. And that's their whole spirit. And so that they're carnal. So carnal. And when the blood do come up upon them, they will beg for mercy at that point. It's gonna be too late. You know what I mean? So Cap, you want to touch on that judge story first, or you want to go to the brat that's Kamala? I had to look that shit up. I couldn't understand what the hell that meant.
No, we could touch on it.
What number we on with the judge?
I think that's number that's lower down. I'll tell you.
17 or 8? Hold on.
15.
15? 15.
Yeah.
Let's get 15 real quick.
Khan, 50 Cent calls for New York Supreme Court judge to be removed after viral video shows her threatening to shoot black teens. 50 Cent demands New York judge be removed. On Wednesday, July 24th, CBS News shared police body cam footage involving New York State Supreme Court Justice Aaron Gall, who could be seen on camera threatening to shoot black teenagers after a fight broke out at a high school graduation party she was attending in New Hartford, New York in 2022. The viral footage was released by the New York State Commission on Judicial Conduct this month. The 2022 incident led to Gall's suspension, and a judicial watchdog panel ruled that she should be removed from office for the offensive remarks. As the video made its way around the internet, 50 Cent chimed in on Wednesday and agreed with the panel's call to have Gall removed. Shaking my head, she should be removed. This is bad, he wrote on Instagram alongside a news clip of the incident. Gall is waiting for New York's Court of Appeals to complete its investigation into the matter, which will then decide her fate. Gall testified as part of the investigation that the violent melee at the party triggered memories of a 1990 assault she experienced in college.
So hold up now. So you telling me, brothers and sisters could go in front of her and say, well, the reason why I did this is because my past was troubled. I had a troubled past. My father was abusive. My mother was abusive. Can brothers go in court and say these things and be just let out? No. She's going to hit that gavel and give you 20 years to life. You understand? Yep. Like, I don't understand, you know what I mean? Like, put it, life of me, you know what I mean? Like, black people, you know what I mean? Like, 50 Cent, he wants her off the panel. Why not 50 Cent come and, why don't say we should separate from them? Because getting her off the panel ain't going to stop John or Peter coming after her from believing and having the same philosophy she has. You understand? Like, they now realize that this woman like that, she talking like that, she has to be saying stuff up in there to let you know. You know what I mean? She ain't supposed to be a judge.
Right.
You know what I mean? But only when it comes out, we shock. When we shouldn't be shocked. We should be separated from them. We should have our own judicial system. Let him have his judicial system. It works well for him. You recognize when we go in their court, it don't work well for us. We could be right, wrong. It have a brother right now. The judge say, I forget what state is in, but there's a brother right now. The judge said that this brother should be let out of jail. The governor come and trump the judge and say, no, he had to stay in prison. He has to stay in prison for something he did not do. And you'll tell me all we had to do is just change, you know what I mean, personnel? Nah, we just can't change personnel. We had to have our own judicial system. We had to separate from these people. That's the only way, you know what I mean? So that this judge, you know what I mean, she could be sent to our judicial system. And now we, you know what I mean, decide what's going on with her.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's pretty cool you say that, kind of. Like, imagine you saying, could we go and give that excuse in her court? But just imagine how much cases she's judging based on her personal experience in a professional setting. Like, that is crazy. Think about how much of her, you know, quote unquote, would be assaulters that she experienced before. Imagine you walk in there and you resemble somebody who she say assaulted her. Brother, your life is over.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, that is absolutely crazy. Like, daily real talk. Go ahead, please, Salaki, brother.
Couple concert, and there's so many brothers and sisters that you talk to them, and they tell you their story and, you know, how their situation, the court case panned out. And there's so many brothers and sisters that will tell you the judge wasn't right. The judge wasn't right. And they can't necessarily all the time articulate in, you know, what they're trying to say. But they understand I wasn't given a fair shake. That judge was biased. Judge wasn't right. The judge railroaded me. I've heard this many times. And I find it how evil it is that it's a lot of times our own people have taken on the spirit of this oppressor where we don't believe our brothers and sisters when they say this. In our mind, see, you just, you playing a victim and you did something wrong, when the reality is, I believe every single brother and sister that any brother and sister that makes that claim, I believe them. that says the judge wasn't right, I'm going to believe them over anybody else, because what's coming out and what's being shown is that they all agree on how they feel about us. My question is, why did it take the Judicial Commission, a commission of judges, why did it take them 2 years for this footage to come out and her suspension to happen? That's because, like Captain Nayathak said, they can remove her from that seat and they'll just put in another judge that feels the exact same way about us. It has nothing to, we got to look at this practically. We have to now separate ourselves and we have to come together. And I ain't talking about you got to leave America. I'm saying we got to take our spirit out of America and not do the things that America has taught us to do. It's American culture to be criminals. It's the white man's culture to sell drugs and murder and rape and molest and do all. That's not our culture. That's their culture. And we're suffering more than them for doing what they do. We should look at that and say, something has to give. We got to stop. We got to come back to our culture, and that's the Bible.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And like the brother say here, they was blackmailing her for 2 years. So there was, whoever had the footage was extorting her. So you know that's even worse, because she's now a compromised, public servant.
Yeah.
Yeah, she a compromised public servant. So who knows what the bribe was? Listen, I have a cousin coming in there. I need to give him 8 months. 8 months tops, light duty. Who knows what brother? She's supposed to go to jail for a few years. Well, at least 10. At least 10 for injustice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
How the Bible say it? Go ahead, Cap.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Cap. It's a lot.
No, you good.
No, I was reading the article. I know as one of it's different articles on it, but I know in one section it said that she said that they look like they wasn't that smart, and they're not going to business school. They don't like they're going to business school. And she mentioned that to about the black kids.
See. The Bible says, judge righteous judgment, judge not according to appearance. That's in the book of John.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Cap, I don't know if you have time, but I have something to read here for you, right?
Come on.
Right. This is from a book called A Century of Dishonor. All right. These books, you had to go, search them out. You had to hear certain devils bringing them up. Otherwise, you would not know about this. This book is about, I think this Helen White, I believe, is the writer of this book, who puts in the stories of what happened to the so-called Native Indians, right? Mm-hmm. So this is one of them. Massacres of Indians by white. The Conestoga Massacre. All right. Now listen to this right here. They say in the spring of this year, an Indian called Santeni had been killed by 2 white men, brothers, named Cartledge. Right? Mm-hmm. Therefore, the old records say policy and justice required a rigid inquiry into this affair, and the punishment infliction of exemplary punishment, right? Okay. Accordingly, the Cartledge were arrested and confined in Philadelphia, and the High Sheriff of Chester County went with 2 influential men of the province to the Conestoga to confer with the Indians as to what should be done with them. You understand? Back then, they were separate. You unalive one of us, they're going to have to be, it would have to be something, looked into. And now you're going to have to come to us to see what we want done for justice. You understand? And that was taken away from us because we now want to join with them. So now you join with them. Now you have to accept their form of justice, which is not your justice.
Right.
There's a little more to it, but I ain't going to hold up the
So like, if I could, Cap, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's so heavy, like, for her to say that, she said, it don't look like they're going to business school. So that just go to show you right there your lack of judgment, since we talking about judge. Judge Gall, and for to have the gall to say that, pun intended, about our children and about where we are. It lets you know that a lot of these things it's like the Minority Report. There's a lot of things that it's premeditated. You know what I'm saying? Without evidence. Your complexion is the evidence. Your race is the evidence. This is a strike against you. And which is why we implore brothers and sisters to be a part of the ISUPK and coming to the ISUPK. And while we on the subject of children, first of all, Captain Shock, I bought a bottle. I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate you, Captain Shock. I'm about to pop a bottle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We pop it for.
I want to pop a bottle, my brother. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, back.
You know what I'm saying? La Yasha Allah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Righteous, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, La Yasha Allah, Damn right, brother. Listen, I'm making a list. I'm making a list of everybody who ought to take a drink with her. So why? Most Christ. So why not to you, brother? I appreciate that, Hebrew.
Damn right.
Yeah, man. But listen, now, like what both of you always saying, both of you and Kahan now, like we in a bad place, man. We in a real bad place. Because if she could say these things openly, and she's a judge, and she ain't no small judge, right?
No. She's a supreme judge in New York or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that. She above judges, it looked like.
Yeah, she has some serious power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now listen, if this is not a good week for women, I'm gonna tell you that. Let me say this. I'm talking about you have us in the world because the director, the Secret Service, she probably could go be a director in Victoria's Secret now because that Secret Service report was not good. It was not so well. It was not airtight. It was not airtight, brother. She couldn't answer no questions. None. She couldn't answer nothing about nothing, brother, and had to step down.
God, sir, if I could.
With Kamala. Come on, please. Come on, please, Cap.
If I could, I got a precept for it. What is it? 1 Corinthians 6.
Come on with it.
This story here is heavy, and it proves exactly why these devils should not be policing our neighborhoods. They should not be trying to give us justice or portraying like they would or could ever give us justice, because they are the unjust. These people are criminals in itself. So how can they give us justice? If you could read that scripture, brother.
Come on.
1 Corinthians 6:1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust? That's a heavy question that they asking right here. You going to the law, to the unjust, to give us justice? It will never happen. And that shows why we should be policing in our own neighborhoods and why we should have our own judges and things of that matter, because we will never get justice dealing with these people. And the same thing happened with the sister in Illinois. Keep going. And not before the saints. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world? If I could, that's a heavy scripture, and that's why the Lord built up the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana. We should be policing our own neighborhoods. They should not be policing us. They should not be the judges over black people. It will never work. So like,
Go ahead, Kodash Salaki. Go ahead.
If I may, the flip side of what I'm looking at is when 50 said, she need to be removed. I think of what Captain Tazariak always say when people just try to pick up a Bible overnight. Like, if you're not trained to do what we do in the ISUPK, it kind of backfires. Like 50 probably got a small percentage of being in the right spirit of what he's saying, but him doing that is just like, it just shows you like the audacity for him to even try to speak for us, because if you can't see that they don't even respect our politicians and people that try to speak for black people professionally, then what are you? You're a rapper. Like you gotta later on, you gotta get in your lane and just be an entertainer.
Listen, I definitely get you, Kodash. I definitely get you with that. But if I could, on that same note, where even in the scripture it said the Lord gonna start to pour His Spirit out on His people, and okay, you absolutely right. He ain't us. He ain't trained to do this thing, and definitely we ain't holding him in any esteem of being a speaker. But remember, even Caiaphas, talking about Christ, prophesied against himself. You know what I mean? So, it can come from anywhere. And sometimes the Lord would use them to say something just to bring attention to the thing. So the thing could start to get some legs. You know what I mean? So the thing could start getting some legs up under it. So don't knock them brothers too tough. They ain't us, and they can't be measured with the same measuring stick that they would measure us with the same tape. We ain't cut from the same cloth. Just like, if it was the other way around, we entering into their industry, they wouldn't look at us the same way. You get the point? It's respect of it. So you gotta let them men open their mouth and we pick it up. You gotta let them men open their mouth and we pick it up. But what is right in what you're saying is they ain't trained to really represent our people. So that's why we have to pick it up. So let them open their mouth, and now we go in and pick up that thing and get Israel the full help it needs. Because if he don't open his mouth, brother, this thing don't make the news. The heading of the article is what, 50 cent something, right? Yeah. So, he had to open his mouth. He had to open his mouth for sure. You know what I mean? But I definitely get what you say for sure. I definitely get what you say in there. It's definitely the right spirit, but this here is going to be a very professional, trained approach, and it's only going to be done by the men and the men in the Israelite school at UPK.
That's right.
I mean? Right. Ima Shara Yisrael. I don't know if that's the name. You see, that's like telling LeBron to shut up and dribble. No, that is not like telling LeBron to shut up and dribble. That's absolutely damn near the opposite. That's not what the brother's saying at all. He ain't telling him to shut up and dribble. He's making the point that when celebrities speak out, people will think they are the ones to follow because they are celebrities and they're not trained. That's why he said it reminds him of people learning the Bible overnight. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing at all. Communication is a hell of a thing. And I think I need to go and that thing on. Because what is said is not what's heard.
Yeah.
What's heard is not what's understood. I'm getting to realize that as I age, I'm realizing communication is a hell of a thing, brother.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a thing. So where we going next? Where we going next, Akim? Hold on, we gotta plug our Midwest Fire weekend. When the Midwest Fire, when the whole crew in Detroit, get over here. Plug that Midwest Fire weekend, boy. Come on, let's run it down.
That's right.
So, Lucky, if I could, we got the Fire weekend coming up. It's gonna be so heavy this weekend. This week, next week, starting on August the 1st. So that Thursday, we got the Round Table of Truth going down at 10. And then after that is General Muhammad's class at 7 to 9. Those events will be held at the Detroit School, 12355 Gratiot Ave. Friday, what is it? August the 2nd is Commander General Yohana's lecture, and that is the main event of the whole week. You understand? And that's going to be so heavy. The conversation, or is demons real and are they among us? That is a heavy lecture that Commander General Yohana is touching on, and it will free the minds of blacks, Hispanics, and natives people to understand why they think the way they think and what they're going through and how they can stop it. So that's going to be a very heavy lecture here once again at the school, August 2nd, and that will be after camp. So it starts at 7 o'clock. All the information is on Eventbrite, correct, Kodash?
The information on the lecture, it's on Eventbrite now. We also got link trees with all of the information. I'll drop a few of the things that's going to be happening on Saturday. We're going to a gun range. We're going to the Charles H. Wright Museum. It got a lot of artifacts, slave ships, a lot of historical black information inside of there. So we going to the gun range after that. And then we also have an album release party with 144 The Rebel, Captain Akai.
All right.
13,000. He coming up in Detroit and about to tear this place to shreds. And then after that, we got the Midwest Fire Weekend, the 7th annual Midwest barbecue. We're going to be waking up the city, feeding all of the people in the city, trying to get the whole city out there. And they're going to be able to see the brotherhood of the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, in action.
Yeah, right.
That's so heavy what the brother is saying. Everybody in the area and outside of the area, make sure you get to Detroit August 1st through the 4th, man. Midwest Fire Weekend under Commander Jenny Hanna and Captain of 13,000 Mile Quad.
Damn right.
Yeah, damn right. I think Muhammad having that scripture breakdown August 1st, right? August 1st, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's the Thursday or the Friday?
That's that Thursday, sir. Correct. August 1st.
August 1st scripture breakdown, counseling available. Friday is the lecture with Commander Journey Hanna. Are demons real, and are they among us? And like I said before, you're gonna meet your best friend. You're gonna finally understand that relationship you have with your best friend from the diapers. So that demon following you all over. You're gonna finally get to understand that demon. At that lecture August 2nd. And then what's going on the 3rd again? The gun range.
The 3rd concert, we going to the Charles H. Wright Museum first, what they call the African American Museum down here in Detroit, and that's a very heavy museum, like the brother Kodash Dubois just touched on. It's something that you want to see at least once in your life because they recreated a slave ship and from the whole ship, from the top to the bottom. So it's definitely something you want to see. We also have the Motown exhibit inside that museum as well. So all of that's going on that Saturday. So after we go to the museum, we go into the gun range, and then it is the album release party for Captain Akai.
So, if I may, it's kind of ironic that we're going to a gun range after coming out of that African American museum because once you see some of them artifacts, you're gonna be like, oppression make a wise man mad. You're gonna try to get some of that damn steam off from looking at them artifacts up in there.
Oppression will make you aim straight.
Yeah, right, man.
That's right, brother. All right.
Yeah, man. Listen, y'all have a jam-packed weekend down there, man. Listen, man. I pray everybody make it down there. I'm gonna be popping in on the video call. Y'all ain't going to the club without me. I'm gonna be in the. Y'all better answer the call too. And show me around the damn club.
We gonna go live for you, Cal.
I'm trying to tell. No, I'm gonna be in the live. Don't tell me we gonna go live. You know, he is already. He said we gonna go live for you. I'm going live.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Detroit, Midwest has always been really a good cookout. All these zones really, because they're so different. Midwest,
right.
Atlanta, West Coast, down south. Forget about it down south, man. It's always be a good vibe. I advise everybody make it down there. And the general going to drop that lecture. It's going to be good. I think last year he did lecture.
Too, Cap.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, please.
No, I just saying Detroit, man, is a special place, man, because Detroit, I mean, you look at it's so much history with our people, man, in Detroit. I mean,
right.
all the way down, I mean, the Motor City, man, let's call it what it is. I mean, the streets is called a Murder Mitten, you know, Michigan, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, when you look at all the history from Motown to the civil rights, I mean, it's so much. Detroit, man, is so much rich history. You know what I'm saying? With black people in general. I mean, that really got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So I mean, if you in the, in that 313 area, man, you out there, east side, west side, all them different zones, 7 miles, Schoolcraft, man. Listen, it's a beautiful that the city need this, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Come out, man, and get down with your brothers, man. The ISUPK. And you got to be a lot of people in Detroit is a hustle city. Let's just keep it real.
Damn right.
Detroit is a hustle city. So if you got some merchandise or you want to vend, man, come out there and sell your product, man. Get in contact with the school, man. Let's break bread. Let's, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of stuff we need to be doing in Detroit, man. Detroit is, you know what I'm saying? I know because I have my roommate was from Detroit when I was in college. So, you know what I'm saying? Just being around the city, man, and just, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, there's just so much rich history in Detroit, so much talent in Detroit, man. So much, talent, all that there, man. Fashion, forget about it. Fashion wise, Detroit, oh my goodness, it's amazing.
Right,
it's a whole, I mean, it's a whole nother world, man. So you want to be there, man. Get down with the UPK, man, and let's get taste of that Midwest Fire Weekend, man.
That's right.
Kahan, as you're talking there, I can hear people booking the flights right now. The century right there. People is booking the flights right now, after that thing. But I could definitely concur. I think I've been to Detroit definitely one time, and it was absolutely excellent. I've been to Chicago a couple of times. That whole area, is different. Is a different vibe. It's cool. It's right. The atmosphere is good. You know what I mean? It's down there like a down south up north. You know what I mean? In a weird type of way with the vibe, the hospitality, the way our brothers and sisters receive you. You know what I mean? Don't get simple up there now. It ain't it ain't Candyland.
That's right. That's right.
It ain't Candyland. It ain't a road of Skittles. You know what I mean? You will get some lumps up there. You go up there, be simple. You will get some lumps up there.
Yeah,
but
right.
It's the wild, you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Listen, we're gonna plug it again before the end of the show because I know Detroit gonna about to be off the hook. You know what I mean? So y'all want to figure out this what is Kamala?
Kama Sutra. Kama Sutra Harris.
Is black. Is Brat. That's the campaign, and apparently her headquarters are done. And brother, I had to figure out what the hell Kamala is Brat means, Zach. And I mean, I couldn't even this place is falling out. It's absolutely falling.
Right.
It's absolutely falling. I'm about to show you all this video that supposedly explains what the Brat is, right? It's from some song, some broad sang, and they started attributing it to Kamala Harris. And it's probably, would be in a negative way. But her team damn near adopt the whole thing for her campaign. And this is the explanation of Kamala is Brat. They're explaining what a Brat is.
Have you been wondering what all these bright green memes are all about? Let this millennial help you out. So this all started on Sunday with British pop star Charlie. Have you been wondering what all these bright green memes are all about? Let this millennial help you out. So this all started on Sunday with British pop star Charlie XCX tweeting Kamala is Brat, referring to her latest album. And if you're not up to speed, the singer says a brat is just a girl who's a little messy and likes to party and maybe says dumb things sometimes.
Now, hold on. I just want to pull that back so you can hear the definition of what a brat is from this pop star.
Yeah, that definitely will go over my head.
The singer says
Say again?
I said I definitely would have go over my head. You know what I mean?
I mean, in reference to a damn presidential candidate now. Now, if this was in reference to some regular, some random influence abroad, I could have probably see it, but I would have never guessed that she's adopting this. And what happened is they made the statement, and it's a negative statement, but her team adopted it and put the bright green colors all on her campaign and pushing it forward because they're trying to build up steam to beat Trump.
Yeah.
A brat is just a girl who's a little messy and likes to party and maybe says dumb things sometimes. And the VP and her campaign team responded by owning this title, even using the album cover's bright chartreuse green color on X. The moment turned into a meme, and the whole thing sort of caught fire online, with TikTok edits combining I'm So Julia from the Brat album and Harris's coconut tree speech. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? Getting millions of views. The tag Kamala Harris is even trending on TikTok right now with over 100 million views in just the last week. This meme became Harris's official launch as the likely Democratic nominee, advertising her as Gen Z's Brat Summer icon.
So we go from Hot Girl Summer to Kamala Harris Brat Summer. So this is again Gen Z, which is, with the exception of the ones who are in the carnal age group in the UPK, with the exception of those, got to be the dumbest generation in the history of the earth. Because, brother, they said a brat is a woman who is a little messy, means she's a bitch, likes to party a lot, which means she's a little loose, and says dumb things sometimes. And that sometimes is all the time.
Right.
And that's what you think of your presidential candidate, that you want adults to vote for and put in charge of nuclear weapons. A woman who's a little messy, who likes to party and says dumb shit sometimes. So Kamala is brat, and her campaign team done adopted the whole thing for her. This is where we are, America. This is America.
That's right. That's right.
That's how they even think about a Gen Z for real. Which means the drugs ain't gonna stop. It's gonna be tons of drugs on them streets.
Yeah, because she likes to party, Cap.
That's a lot.
Yeah. She like how the drugs could stop. Yeah, I mean she want to do this thing here. Woo! That's right. The drugs and she wants to be able to get away with saying dumb shit every now and then. It's damn near like they're telling you, go easy, because this is a not so smart woman we put in charge of the nuclear weapons.
Right.
It's damn near like they're preparing you for the stupidity. This is after the director of the Secret Service says she don't know where the coverage was for the roof.
Right.
So go ahead.
Cap, if I could I get one scripture? Can I get Isaiah chapter 32, verse 8? Because when you look at, when we look at these types of things right here, see what the Democrats, what they're trying to do, okay, you already running against a convicted felon. You're already running against, so what they're gonna have to get to the lowest common denominator. So those shots that he throw can roll off. Once again, and this is why the scripture is important. See, we now are into a popularity contest now, because the Democrats know there's nothing you can do that can change Trump's base. There's nothing you can convince him now, them to vote for her. So now, whatever they're saying about her, she have to try to own it. That's what they get that term from. It's a political strategy, but to not only to own it, but to redefine and it's almost like the slut walk with Amber Rose. It's almost like the slut walk is not you slut shaming,
right?
I mean, which is an oxymoron. But if you want to look at it that way, that is what they're doing. But it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Because these things, once again, we in the last days, and it's some things you don't want to own. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna come back, you know what I'm saying, to bite you in the end. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get that scripture, my brother.
Yeah, so like I said, you can read the
I'm sorry, my brother. Is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 8.
Right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
But the liberal devises liberal things.
Say it again.
But the liberal devises liberal things.
You understand that the liberal gonna devise liberal things. They're gonna plan. They're gonna elaborate. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying, invent. That's how they campaign.
Mm-hmm.
The liberal, they're gonna devise liberal things. It's not about what's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's about being liberal,
Right.
the freedom.
Right.
You understand? Mm-hmm. Not about responsibility, but the freedom. Not
Mm-hmm.
about consequences, but the freedom. And a lot of brothers, that's what is so heavy. Why you got to make it out to Commanding General Yohana's lecture on demons, because Satan can control you through freedom.
Right.
A lot of people don't think that, but Satan can't control you through freedom.
Right.
You understand? You think that you're free, that no one can control you, but Satan has a method to do that. He did it with Eve. Keep going.
Can. And by liberal things shall he stand.
You see that? By liberal things shall he stand. He or she. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to power, that is how they're going to stand. That's what they're going to stand on, those things. Like the young brothers and sisters say, they're going to stand on business. Well, guess what? If you liberal and you devise liberal things, that's what you're going to stand on. That's their platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, once the people don't understand, political science is still a science. For those poli-sci majors that's in college right now, they got to understand. They know you really pay attention to what's going on. And we've seen this playbook over and over. You've seen it with Barack Obama when it comes to hope. But now this is a woman, so they have to play to that liberal base even more, because they consider her a double minority. You know what I'm saying? Her being a quote unquote woman. She's not black, but a woman of color and a woman. Right. So she's a double minority. So she's trying to absorb all this shock before the campaign really get the steam rolling. So like, if I could. I yield.
No, listen, you absolutely right. I wanted to ask you on something, right? Okay, they're saying Trump is, for right now, declining the debate. Of course, she's saying he running. He's saying he ain't running. He just wanted to be made official that she's the candidate. Now, is that true, or somebody lying?
Salaki, sir. If I may, that's true.
So go ahead, come on.
Salaki, sir. They originally Joe Biden and Donald Trump had two scheduled debates, June 27th. That's the one we seen, and September 10th. Because Joe Biden dropped out, Kamala Harris is saying, we should be debating this. You know, what's stopping you from debating the same day? The only thing that changed is the person. And so, okay, now Donald Trump's team did decline to debate, but they're saying the reason they declined to debate is y'all haven't even officially decided who's the candidate. Meaning he's saying, like, y'all, you trying to get me to lock into something when y'all haven't even officially decided a candidate.
Yo, listen, that's to show you this man who we impressed by is swift, like how the scripture says, swift as the eagle. Because you would think that Kamala is the Democratic nominee. But apparently she is. So it's damn near like they're running a man in motion. You know that NFL man in motion? You the quarterback on the other, you the defense on the other side. You watching this man running, you watching to see if they're gonna give him the ball. Meanwhile, that nigga ain't even in the play. And that could possibly be what they're doing to do a few things: drain Trump's resources and to make him show his playbook. Because if he go and he debate her so close to the election, he's gonna have to give more of his playbook. He can't just go and talk over Biden and answer questions any old way like he did in the first one. He gonna have to come with a little bit more, policy talk. So they could be trying to bait him out there and then switch him up again. You know what I mean? Like General Q said, they're gonna put Hillary to run at the last minute.
And
hit him a total 6'9" T-bone that nigga in the intersection. Straight T-bone. He on a green light, coming through the middle of the car. He don't know what the hell hit him.
Salah, if I could, Cap. I didn't mean to cut you off, Cap. Salah.
No, go ahead. You go ahead, Cap.
If I could too, and it's so heavy because like the Lord is shuffling the deck in this thing, man. Like a lot of people, they're like, man, this election ain't nothing they ever seen before. But the Lord he's continuing to shuffle the deck. Like just when you think it's one thing, he's shuffling the deck. Like both parties don't really know. By this time in the campaign, they would already have solidified their candidate. But the Lord is shuffling, and then not on top of that, you got all these wars that's going on. You know what I'm saying? All these policies. Netanyahu just came down to the Capitol. So you got to understand all these deals being cut in the midst of this, and they want insurance. They want assurance on how this thing gonna play out because they don't know where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? They don't know if it's gonna go to insurrection again. They don't know what's going. They don't know if it's gonna be a shoe-in. So the people really don't really know. Even in the party, there's dissension amongst the Democrats. Even in the Republicans, there's dissension. You know what I'm saying? Because of the tone and rhetoric that he's amping up. You got a lot of investors that's in these campaigns now, investing millions of dollars, and they want to see a return on their investment.
Right.
So these are the things that, once again, this is why the Bible talks about judgment and about righteousness, because this is why we should pull back. This thing has nothing to do with us, believe it or not. And I know a lot of Black women are excited, they're energized about, a lot of she went to Howard University and she was a part of the AKA sororities and so forth. But let me tell you something, man. And especially those who out there who's saying that you have a coalition with white women. Let me tell you something, man. You're going to see if white women are going to choose gender over race.
Yep.
You're going to see that. And remember, remember what Commander General Yohana taught you about the race card. It is the most powerful card in the deck.
Yep.
General Mayaki even said it's the only card in the deck. And you think that they're going to choose their gender over race? You're sadly mistaken. You did. You chose gender over race when it came to feminism. And a lot of you became single mothers because of it. And raised, destroyed the Black household. But in this case, you're going to see the opposite. You're going to see that they're going to choose their race every time. And the first election when Trump won should have taught you that. You thought that it was going to be different. You understand? Because of Hillary and so forth. It doesn't work like that because they're not you. They're not like us, as the song say. You understand? So it's best that you get some knowledge and wisdom in these times, man, to understand what's the layout of the land and stop being a political pawn in this man's chess game. You understand? Because you don't see the whole spectrum of this. There's international policy involved in this, and they can care less about being Black or what Black people think. You understand? You don't vote for politicians, you buy politicians.
That's right.
Like I yield.
And
whatever. So like, go ahead, Cap, please.
No, so like, and one of the major things she's trying to push on us is the abortion right. You know what I mean? Like, Black woman, come on, man. Come on. I mean, how much more you're gonna be played as a dummy in this place? You telling me she pushing for abortion. My question is, what has Kamala Harris did for you Black women since she in office?
Exactly.
Right.
What she did for your kids since she in office? You want to hold a Black man to, a Black man, he had to be up here with you. He needs to have his life in order. He can't be saying dumb stuff. He had to make sure that he have everything in line. Be a perfect man for you. But Kamala Harris, she doesn't have to be a perfect woman for you. Like, who you fooling? Who you really fooling in this place? Or who's the real fool in this place? You understand? We know Kamala Harris, you know what I mean? She is as dumb as a doormat. And you going to do what? To vote for her because of reproductive rights?
Right.
No, don't be so dumb, black woman. Don't be so dumb. Don't give your, you know what I mean, give your vote away like that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Salaki, Cap, if
Come
I
on.
could, what you saying is spot on. If I could, Cap, because like once again, reproductive rights. Okay, let's just start there. Once again, you ain't talking about all the women, all the other issues black women have. Like you want to marginalize black women and just into the category of abortion. But there's other things that black women deal with. They deal with, equal pay on a job. If you want to talk about women, black women not getting the best jobs, you know what I'm saying, as far as dealing raising children, all the resources that they are being cut out of by other fabricated minority groups. You don't even want to even talk about that. You just want to say black women's issue is abortion. And you black women are foolish for allowing her just to put you in the box of abortion, reproductive rights. So that's your only problem? Is a sexual issue? That's basically saying you over-sexualized and you need to be neutered like a dog. You don't even see that.
God, so if I could
have proper leadership. Go ahead, my brother.
Salaki, Cap, if I could, this is real heavy, man, and it's very important that black people understand what to do and what not to do. For us to get involved in this, it's like two stupid people fighting over a book, but can't neither one of them read. Like it's pointless. You understand? It's pointless for us to get involved in. I yield.
Damn, man. Like I think I'm gonna have to borrow that one from you.
That's right.
None of y'all could read. That's the election. That sums it up.
Salagi, God, sir, it is pointless for black people to get involved in this. Salagi.
No, you're right, brother.
If I could jump in there. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Come to your question. Go ahead, Kudas.
Salaki, if I may, and this is the even dangerous part about us getting involved in it. We got involved with the situation with Obama thinking that he was a president that was going to help black people, and he caused us to experience a disgusting part of life that is killing our people, which is the the LGBT community stuff that he got us involved in. And now you have Kamala Harris pushing this abortion. That's like trying to almost wipe us out to zero right now with both of those combinations. Like it's almost like it's a what do you call that? Like when you're trying to reduce the growth.
Population control.
Population control.
Right.
Yeah, that is horrible right there.
Yeah.
And Cap, before Kapash come and General Q put up something there that's heavy also too. Where she said she couldn't do nothing for black people, but she gave Israel 38 billion for real. Like Kapash.
I can't even remember anything the vice president did in the last 4 years. I can't remember a speech, a flight, a picture. I remember everything Trump did. You saw Pence. Everything. Pence was right there. Like this broad here, brother. Kapash, go ahead. Salak, brother.
Oh, Salak, now what you bringing out so heavy, what all y'all bringing out is nuclear. You know what I'm saying? Like how Kim Khan would say. Like, I had to try to get in on this. The scripture that come to mind that is heavy is about if you want to destroy the house, you have to destroy the man of the house. I'm paraphrasing. Y'all know what scripture I'm talking about. Once you bind the strong man, then his goods is easy to be spoiled. And people want to say, the lesser of two evils, and they're trying to say, Trump's the most evil. Both of them is you're not supposed to vote for neither one of them. But Kamala Harris could bring in so much evil that we don't even contemplate the evil she could bring in. the type she bringing in the evil that Satan wants to bring in with Eve. I'll make you a god. Kamala Harris will go in there and make a black woman a god, and all she would do with it is destroy her own self and her people. Because for the life of me, not one black person can tell me what's Kamala Harris' policies.
That's right.
Right.
What is any of her policies? What's her policy on the border? What's her policy on these police killing brothers and sisters? What? She was a prosecutor. She was the DA. Now black people voting for the DA. I thought she, and then the main story, she had evidence that held a black man who was on death row, kept him on death row until the courts had to force her to bring out the records.
Yeah. Yep. And she did that to a few people, not just one brother. I think
right.
a few people she was blocking the evidence just to keep them in there.
God. So like she can bring in an era of black woman foolish ignorance that is unparalleled, that no other candidate can bring out. Like she is really a chameleon, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
No, but still, I mean to cut you off. Just on your point there, I'm gonna come back to it. Go ahead, Kapar.
Hello, I think it's frozen on me.
No, we can hear you.
Okay, I was going to say the last point on it. She's such a chameleon that I was talking about it with my rib. We looking her up to see some more, check out her dad a little bit more. I told her they done swept the internet on her dad and her family.
Yeah. That's right.
Benjamites are proud to be Benjamites. All of them. Whatever island they proud to be it. I ain't seen not one video of her dad or her family. Where's the rest of her Benjamite family? She's the only one? They ain't no other family on the island? Where they at?
That's right.
She's a chameleon. She's Indian. She's white when she want to be. She's black when she want to be, and she's anything else at the drop of a hat. She's a hoe. She's a married woman with who's an upstanding woman. She's supports the war. She's against the war. She's everything. She's a perfect politician.
She's a brat. According to the definition of a brat. She's a brat. Like that's what they're saying. And again, that's why they she's all for the reproductive rights, because remember, a brat is a woman who is messy and likes to party a lot. And we all know, you remember the Plan B pill was always, the commercial was what? Always Sunday morning. What happened last night? What about this? What about this? Plan B.
That's right.
So it's and this is the height of the Gen Z generation. The Gen Z generation is probably the most promiscuous generation, because the society is so sexually charged. It's so sexually charged right now, it's ridiculous. So of course she's given the outlet for more sexual irresponsibility, because again, that's number two, the second rule of being a brat. She likes to party. She's messy. She likes to party, and she will say a few dumb things here and there. So just give her a break. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Now, what you're saying is so right, man. And here's the thing about being a leader. See, when you a leader, when you say things, what you say have consequences. And saying dumb things can get people killed.
Come on, man.
You understand? Like when you say certain things, that's why there has to be prudence when you're in charge. Because you just saying what you want to say can affect the lives of other people. And then you want to talk about, like, once again, that's Captain Kapaj brought it out so heavy. Comma chameleon. You understand? Kamala is her name. It's one of the aliases that she can go by. Because once again, like you said, you're not connected to us as a people, for one. But then more important, let's just look at this. Who you marry is a political decision, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is a serious situation. Now, if all these black women are saying she's for black women, she's for black people, she's for this, well, then all you have to do is look at, a lot of times you have to look at who they choose to marry.
That's right.
Be with. You understand? What the script? Can I get that scripture where it says, you know what I'm saying, that they'll turn our heart away?
from the Lord. You understand? Who you marry is since you want to talk about political decisions, who you lay with, who you marry is a political decision. You understand? So when you look at this picture, you can see who her motives and her goals are for in this picture. Don't let, once again, I said it once and I'll say it again. Don't let these fabricated minority groups and these people who want to go to HBCUs and be a part of black sororities and fraternities, they are there to build their racial resume. You're too stupid to understand this.
Right.
They have to build their racial resume. So yeah, they'll go march with you. They'll go to this HB. They'll do the stroll and all that stuff just to be down. Let them get a chance to be in power. Let them get an opportunity. Like Commander Junior Hunter said, you give them just a little time, and they will show their true colors.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They will show their true colors. Their true colors won't be pink and green like the AKA. Their true colors will be who they are. You understand? That's who their true colors are. Because if you're for black people, why not marry a black man? You know what I'm saying? Or a Native Indian brother or a Latino brother. Why? Because that is where your heart is. You understand? Like you see, if you follow what the Bible say, you won't be tricked. You understand? But the thing is, a lot of brothers and sisters don't follow the Bible, which is why you need Commander General Yohana, you understand, in your life as a spiritual and a spiritual advisor, and not only that, a leader.
Right.
In the ISUPK. That's what you need, because otherwise you're gonna be tricked out of this. And you watch how she pivot on certain issues when the pressure get on.
Yeah.
Let the pressure get on. Right now, she's everything to everybody, right?
Right.
Because now, you know what I'm saying, she out the gate. But watch as the pressure turns. Watch how she pivots on certain things. You're gonna say, hold up, I thought you was this. I thought you was this. You know what? She just got a check from the this convention. You know what I'm saying? She just got a check from this endorsement. Stop defying the Lord's convention, brothers and sisters. You understand? Playing a part in this man's government has never been anything to us. Christ said it. He told the Pharisees and Sadducees, he was a murderer from the beginning. He let them know that's his modus operandi, murder. That's how he rules. He don't rule through democratic legislation. They care about democracy. You better look at Rome. You better look at what they did to Caesar.
Right.
All the other people who got too much power or they wanted to sway the political atmosphere. These people don't care about that.
Right.
You think this game that they playing is fair? It ain't. They can switch politicians and switch all kind of policies overnight. You'll wake up tomorrow and there'll be a new. You won't even know what the hell happened. So like, go ahead, my brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I know. Was somebody already about to say something?
I think you called for a scripture, right, Con?
Come.
Hold on a second, Kapash. Go ahead. Who's reading? So I focus up.
So like I wait with Deuteronomy 7 and
4. Try 4. 7 and 4 and 6.
Can. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 4. Right? For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods.
You see that? If we marry out, the Lord told us that we marry outside our race, that they would turn our sons and our daughters from following him. What is that? Meaning your views, your cultural views, your political, all these things, it would be turned from what? God, just by who you marry. You see what I'm saying? If you want to talk about a political decision, talk about who you marry. You don't want to vote on that though, do you? You understand? Right. You think that it's open season. Go ahead.
Can. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
And that's what has happened. You got a lot of black politicians right now. The whole thing is coming up because once again, they talk about reparations and all these things. And now the term which they hate to discuss is integration. how strong we would have been if we would have never integrated. How much power we would have had as a voting bloc if we would never integrated. Well, it's too late for that conversation now. It's too late for that conversation because we are more divided than ever as Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people. And we're divided among party lines. You understand? Not racial lines, party lines. So we're weak.
Right.
You can't even make a decision without the Democratic Party co-signing on it or the Republican Party co-sign on it, man. You understand? We supposed to have full autonomy over whatever rights when it come to our women and what we decide as men over this nation. But net we need them to decide reproductive rights. We're the laughing stock of the whole earth. So like I yield.
If I could real quick, what you bring out is so heavy that okay, Kamala Harris may be one of the first people to try to run the whole presidential race without a platform.
So like 1 second, Cap. Hold on 1 second. Alawafanya, Barack.
Yeah, about finish.
Hey, what? Go ahead, Kapai Slot.
Khan, just real quickly, to say this last thing. She may run the whole thing without a platform and no stance on anything. That'd be probably her best bet. What she probably will do, what she been doing. She did 4 years in the presidency, and you ain't seen nothing from her. And the last thing I want to say is, we the last people that need to be voting. Our track record is horrible. Last time we had a big vote, we voted for Barabbas instead of Christ. We don't need to vote.
That's cool.
We're not ready for it. We need to just follow what the Lord said, and that's all.
Boy, oh boy, that's cold as hell out. And so true. Last time we took a vote, we voted for Christ to get killed. That was heavy, Kapash. And so true, man, and what's going on right now. I mean, the way we handling this election and all these elections are shameful. And once again, that's why I'm so proud of the ISUPK. I'm so proud of the ISUPK because, again, the flack and the heat we was catching back in 2008 over Barack Obama becoming president, Black people was ready to stone us to death out there in DC. Y'all remember, I'm sure, clearly. And yet what we was fighting, we didn't even know what we were fighting at the time we were fighting it. At the time we were fighting it, we didn't know that they were going to attempt to transform 50% of Black men into homosexuality. We didn't know that they was going to start an entire campaign called the LGBTQ community and pass massive laws to ensure that Black men be emasculated and to stop having women and having sex. We didn't know that they were going to do such a horrible, horrible thing. We didn't know that they was going to continue and upgrade their work with Planned Parenthood, including opening super abortion clinics and funding Planned Parenthood to the tune of $500 million a year. We didn't know that that's what we were signing on in 2008. But as prophets of God, what we did know is that the Lord said to not vote for a man that's not of your nation and that is not chosen by the Lord. And we stood on it. And it was a righteous thing that we did in all these camps, man, and all this brotherhood. And here we are again, just like y'all been bringing out tonight. Like, once again, this is the voice crying in the wilderness to not go and do the same evil things we did before. I'm appalled at Black men, appalled. Black men are talking about voting for Donald Trump because he got 34 convictions. Like, it's a whole movement of Black men who is calling him Black because he's got 34 convictions, man. Like, how dare we? Like, how dare we let them define us as a prison, as a jailhouse people? Like they defining us as a jailhouse people. To where even when you go back and listen to them stories of them Karens attacking Black men, they attack Black men and the first thing out their mouth is, you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. Like, jail is the punishment for us for all things. And we take it up like it's part of our character. And the same with this Edomite. And by the way, she's an Edomite. You go back and look at the history of her father. Her father was a slave owner. Okay, he ran indentured servants. He married a black woman, a Benjamite rather. Her father married a Benjamite, and I mean her grandfather married a Benjamite, and her father came out with some brown skin, which is how they're pushing him as a Israelite, as a Benjamite, as being black, when he was a light-skinned white man. He was a white man with some brown skin because his grandfather got with a Benjamite, and her mother is a straight East Indian. And let me tell you something else too, man. Let me tell you something else too. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Lord said this: beware of the leaven of the Sadducees, for it is hypocrisy. And that is so daggone true. Yeah, there you go. That's the parents. But now they ain't telling you that the grandparent, the father of this guy, is an Edomite. Okay? And this is a privileged family that made money off of having Benjamites in total captivity as indentured servants, man. That's how they got their money and how they got rich and brought. And then a good point you brought out, how they joined these HBCUs to get their Negro credit card up, to get their black card up. And that's exactly what they did with her. She was groomed for this position. You understand? Groomed for it. And they went out there and tested her to see if she would be vicious enough on black men. But I'm going to tell you something. Can y'all hear me?
That's it.
Most High pray. I just want to add one more thing. That's going to be devastating. Like these heathens, unlike us, like we so dumb. We think that she gonna get in office and help black people and help the situation, because we don't realize that we're the only people who get ahead and don't help our own. We're the only ones that get ahead and marry the white woman. We're the only ones that get ahead and help the other man instead of us. You understand? And what we're watching play out before our eyes, we're watching a rank race. Let me explain something. We're watching a worldwide rank race. And the worldwide rank race that we are watching is a rank race to the East Indians above us. If you notice, Donald Trump's vice president is also married to an East Indian. Kamala Harris's mother's bloodline goes back to an East Indian. Right now, India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world among nuclear powers. India has two things going for themselves. One, they have a great, they have a very low debt rate. They don't have a lot of debt. They got 1 billion people over there, but they got low debt. They got their people living in piss and poverty and swamp water. So they got low debt, but they got something else. They also have highly educated tech people. The tech people, they are one of the people that graduate one of the greatest amount of technology people. And they are about to technocrat the entire world. The world is going technology. Everything's going digital. Security is going digital. Money is going digital. They want to totally control people's lives digitally. They want to be able to pull up anything they want. They want to be able to manipulate anything they want. That's why they're so heavy on data, because they want to be able to just punch a button and figure out everything about you that you do automatically that you don't even know you do. You go to the store and buy Pepsi, you fall into a database where they know X amount of people will drink Pepsi. So whatever we want to do with Pepsi, this is the amount of people it'll reach. That's, so to speak, what they want to do. And now that the strong possibility, believe it or not, that she may get the White House. I mean, a lot of people don't believe she won't get it, but she may very well get it because of the bankers and the wall and how Wall Street is so behind her. So they may still, even though she coming in late, the race late, all of that is performance nonsense. They can make whoever they want to make win this election. They've brainwashed the minds of the people already. And we are so brainwashed. Like I'm so amazed. I'm so amazed that I'm not sure that they're not using some type of electronic or chemical device on black women in this country. Because black women are going to endorse the massive push forward, like y'all been bringing out, of abortion. Who would be so dumb? Who would be so dumb as to celebrate the murdering and wiping out of our babies? Who would be so dumb? But our sisters are so brainwashed that once again, they do what they want. We got the brothers brainwashed into thinking Donald Trump is great now because he been shot at and he's got 34 counts, and we're gonna think she's great because she kills that baby. And that's a heavy word you use, reproductive rights, which is so evil. Like the baby gets no reproductive rights, but she gets all the reproductive rights, and it is genociding us in this society. And now your East Indies, all the Caribbean, damn right, most time Christ. One last quick point, if I could, all your Caribbean islands, get ready, because whatever political power, economic power, and military power they had is getting ready to get wiped out. It's getting ready to get taken over. If it doesn't be taken over by the East Indians, it'll be taken over by the East Indians via the Africans. That's the new rank raise. Get ready for them to be over the top of you, your landlord, your computer tech, whatever, whoever you got to report to. That's who they'll be sitting up over. That's the new position for them. They'll be in state governments. They'll be infriended by everyone else. And once again, the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, God's chosen people, will be kicked down another notch, if not for our holy King Yahweh Shai. I yield, my.
Salaki, if I could.
Get down, Cap. Salaki. Go ahead, Michelle.
No, it's Captain Kapash.
Yeah, I was passing it back to you, but Kapash, please go ahead.
Okay, Khan, I was gonna say, Adawan, you looking into it so deep, so crazy deep, because I was just watching WION, World is One. It's the Indian News Network, the worldwide news for India.
Yeah.
And they were complaining. The lady was talking about how an American representative was in India recently, like this week, and trying to check India that they need to remember their ally of America, because India met with Russia.
Right.
India met with Russia.
Yep.
And so, and the news lady was saying, well, you got to remember, you tried to tell India what to do back in the day when we were weaker and we didn't listen to you. Now we're stronger, so it's not going to work. And this is what they were saying, that they can make basically deals with whoever they want to.
And let me tell y'all, go ahead, Kapash, Salaki.
No, I mean, I want to hear what you got to say, Juan, because you bringing it all around.
Like Salakia, like what you saying is so heavy out in that now we know why she could get the White House. Like I ain't going by no popular vote or by what the polls look like or none of that crap. You understand? What matters is what's best, what deal is best for America. And America right now knows in a nuclear war they're gonna need India. They can't have India flip to the BRIC side, which they're trying to do, and get with Russia and China. You understand? If they do that, I mean, it's a major blow of world power to the United States and to Europe. And let me tell you something, man. Them European countries over there, they are more vulnerable than you ever believe. Like they are weak as hell without being unified with Britain and the United States. France, Germany, them Scandinavian countries, all them countries are not strong out. All them countries been living off of Africa's gold and cobalt and everything else they digging up out the ground over there, and they weak as hell. But now India talking about breaking off from them or acting like they breaking off. India might be just posturing for more money. Either way, the United States will go ahead and give them a president because the president don't run the country anyway. So why not give them a president? Just like they did with Africa when they gave him Obama. Now all your neighborhoods, all of West Philly is all African. Or you go to any major city, they flooding in here like crazy. And why are they being allowed to flood in here like crazy? Because of course they made a deal. And black people who got the most power, got the most leverage against the empire, does nothing for us in the empire. Like we got the most leverage. We got the most power. You understand? We're the biggest consumer in this empire. We're integrated in every aspect of the life of this society, including and especially in the military when it comes to blacks and Latinos. Like we are fully integrated, and of course that you would think that we would be the ones levying the most when we're the ones levying the least. We're levying the least. Them countries are going to do massive trade. We're supposed to be saying, look, we want a piece of the Indian market. You know how much money India has been making billions off of tea since the days that England ruled this land. They've been remember the whole entire Boston Tea Party was the whole War of Independence started because England demanded that the United States buy tea from India. In 1700s, they was buying tea from India, and America said, "Nah, we could grow our own tea. We got plenty of land here." England said, "Hell no. We tell you where you buy your tea from, and you ain't growing your own tea. You gonna buy your tea from India." That's how long India and the United States been making money together. All throughout slavery, all throughout all that, they've been making money. Okay, and been partnering together, and they want that partnership to stay the same. And so why they'll leverage whatever. We supposed to be saying, look, why we don't have a piece of that market? Why we don't have import? We drink tea. We drink plenty of tea. We should have been targeting that market since 1865. Since we got out the market, the first thing we should have been is we want a piece of that import money from India. Instead, we leverage nothing. Not a thing. And brother, get ready, because now they're going to boost them East Indians up. They're going to give them East Indians what they want. They want niggas' head on a swivel. That's what they're going to get. I yield. What you saying, Kapash, is so right.
If I could be allowed to say one more thing, if I could. Okay, God. And this is so heavy because the VP who is married to an East Indian, he's a Marine, and I listened to his speech, and he was saying he doesn't support the war in Ukraine anymore, and he wants to worry about Asia, Taiwan. Obviously, which it makes sense because they sending millions of dollars to Ukraine. They figuring we might as well sell this billions of dollars to Taiwan, and at least we get some chips out the deal. Yeah. So America's spearheading itself into a war, like straight war. Like they're ready to make their move against Asia. They're posturing, like you said, with India, they both got an Indian on their team, the Republicans and the Democrats. And so it's just that's what's coming. Like this World War III is really going to come, and whether you like it or not, black people, we gotta wake up. Because it's gonna come. Like they already got the battlefield set all around the world. Israel just got bombed again, and they got hit hard. I think today they said 11 children was killed in Israel, so by Hezbollah. So they hitting them. Like it's gonna go there. It's gonna go there with these people. So that's all I wanted to say for our people, man. Wake up. Everything that ISUPK been saying is true.
So true, and no voices on it. There's no voices on. Where's the black groups at? Where's all the black groups?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where they at? They done all bowed down, man, to the abortion kings.
That's right.
And abortion queens. They done all bowed down. Like Planned Parenthood, boy, oh boy, they was good. Back in the 70s, everything that Margaret Sanger said about buying them preachers off and using those tools, they pulled a coup. We are being killed off like you manage sheep in a field.
Right.
We being knocked off just like you manage the population of your chicken coop.
That's
Your
right.
chicken coop get too crowded, you like, well, we got to cut down on some of these chicken. Well, let's kill X amount every week, because if we kill them X amount of chickens, the chicken coop will never get overcrowded, and we'll have plenty of chickens and plenty of eggs to do what we want with. That's how the life we living in here, and it's an abomination before the Lord, and it's in the Bible. God damn it, it's in the book. Damn it, you no good, wretched damn preachers. It's in the book.
That's right.
Okay? It is what every empire does when it has power over another. Again, boy, the Lord, we angered the Lord. We angered him, brothers. Ooh, we did the Lord dirty, man. Because he put us in the worst possible place we could be. And the worst part is we don't even know it. We're going to wake up in the streets. We're going to wake up living in parks. We're going to wake up living in sewers. And we're not going to know how the hell it happened, man. We're going to wake up living in piss and hell, and we're going to be shocked when it happens, man. Okay?
So lock it, John.
I yield. What? Go ahead,
So like if I could, man, and give a hand to Commander Journey Hunter, man, for bringing that truth out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important, man. Like once again, it's all Commander Journey Hunter always sets the tone on where our mind and our spirit should be, man. Like General said, you know, they buying these pastors wholesale, man. I mean, on the left side with the, you know, the Democrats, and on the right side with the, you know, the extreme right or the alt right, the MAGA maggots out there. You got all this racist vitriol going on, but come Sunday morning, they in the church and they proclaiming their candidate.
Right.
And their candidate is never Christ.
Right.
That's the whole thing about it. They didn't once again, like the Bible said, they didn't turn the temple, they were turning into money, temple of money changers. You understand that? You get up in church and now a political candidate has more of a platform than the gospel. And then you want to sit here and talk about the we occult. Something's wrong with the ISUPK. You want to send us hate mail. You don't see where this is going. You understand? Like, once again, integration was a Trojan horse, man. And they using these political candidates, and you can suck it into it all day long. You understand? And it's heavy, you know, what Captain Mashak and them was bringing out earlier about, you know, revolution and so forth, man. But when you would look at it, a prophet and a revolutionary got one thing in common. They can see beyond the current state of affairs.
Yep.
See beyond that. They see beyond what's in front of them. A lot of you only see what's in front of you. You don't have the foresight and insight to see where this is going.
Yep.
You understand? Barack Obama was a precedent. Now they about to try to put the nail in the coffin. And if you are not mobilized on the Lord's side, and as far as taking proper preparations and precautions, then guess what? You're gonna be lost in the sauce. They're gonna use you, however, they're gonna use you like a $2 hoe.
Yeah.
You know, and Kamala Harris, I mean, listen, it's so much stuff about her. I mean, she was Montel Williams' side piece. I mean, let's just start with that. Let's just go there. I don't want to give you a graphic. You know, but if you want to talk about the Kama Sutra Harris, the whore that set up on many waters, we can go there.
Judge Joe Brown said she slept her way to the top.
Come on, man.
That's what Joe said.
Lock, I yield.
I was just looking for the picture of
go right there. Oh my goodness.
and you see it's two of them he had, so you know what she was dealing with.
Come on, man. That smile on Montel Williams, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. That smile on Montel Williams letting you know all the presidential advices that he get access to with her. It's letting you know. You know what I'm saying? Like they saying that she was promiscuous all the way up in California. You know what I'm saying? It was another cat they saying she was dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. But I mean, come on, man. Like if you want to keep it real, like if this is who you gonna choose to lead you? This is what we just going off of, you know, that she's a woman and she's quote unquote got dark skin or brown skin, man. Come on, man. Like this where we going. I mean, and let me tell you something. I'm upset. I'm so upset that black women, they touted so much how black women got online and raised. I forgot how much money it was. I mean, it was an enormous amount of money. I want to say it was in the millions, like in the 50s.
It was like $200 million.
I mean, 200. Now listen, like, oh man, when God said he's a jealous God, I see it. Because you can get all these issues we got with black women and single parent homes and all the issues you can raise money for. You come up with that amount of money for a political candidate. Is that so? You mean to tell me you only able to mobilize and come up with that amount of money when it comes to politicians, but when it comes to your actual condition and welfare of your people, you can't come up with nothing. You black women, you like once again, you didn't show your hand with this. You can't holler about no money no more. I'm waiting for a black woman to talk about that we ain't got no money for this no more. Because you just proved, you just showed the world that you can raise that amount of money for a candidate that you don't even know their policies in regards to us. You don't know their policy, you don't know her policies. Once again, right now, she's everything to everybody because she's trying to galvanize the vote on every aspect. She's a lesbian, she's everything. She's a wife, she's everything, whatever you want her to be. You understand? That's what she is now. You know what I'm saying? So Salaki, gentlemen.
No, go ahead, Salaki. That was a mistake.
No, that's just the point that we got to realize, man. We got to understand who we dealing with, man. We don't even fact check these people. So, like, I yield, sir.
What I was gonna say is that that I'm looking at this picture. This picture don't even look real. This picture right here. Let me hit you with something. This picture right here. This picture right here appears to be a picture.
General?
Can y'all hear me?
Whoever was saying that before, we didn't hear.
It went out a little bit, so just when you see this picture right here.
Salaki, General, we can't hear you, sir. Salaki.
Come,
we can hear you now, sir.
You can hear me now?
Sure, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay, Salakia. What I was gonna say is that Montel Williams was in some type of special forces. You know what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff that we look at that look random is not always random. Like he didn't get a TV show for no reason. And parading her through on his show like that, to me, now it could be just she still could have been hoeing with him. You know what I'm saying? But this really looks a lot like grooming. Like they brought her through it. I ain't too sure if the one on the other side wasn't the one they were really trying to groom, and she was like the second string, because they've been plotting on us for years, with different people of different nations and different wealthy families. They be plotting this thing 20 years out in advance on what they want to do and how they want to do it. It's just all disgusting. I'm speculating, of course. I don't know what the case is. She could have been in there having a threesome and doing the absolute nasty. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Half of them broads up in Howard, but they ain't been the best. They ain't made the best wives. You know what I'm saying? The other half barely made it out there without becoming lesbians. So who knows what the hell it is? I was just speculating on it. I didn't mean to cut in on it.
Cut on Khan. Salaki, if I could, General.
Good, Salaki.
And it's almost like we got another case of, I don't know if y'all remember that Edomite Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal from Howard, right? Like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Salaki.
This is almost like a Rachel Dolezal 2.0.
Yeah.
Because And like this is why I always had a class. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some solid brothers and sisters that go to Howard, but every time at camp, I've always clashed with Howard. These Howard educated Negroes when we was in DC because they, I mean, like how you co-sign a lot of this? A lot of this BS is coming out of these universities.
Yeah.
And who is giving you a rite of passage to allow these people? I mean, it's back to back with some of these institutions, man. Rachel, there you go. Look at that right there. Exhibit A. For all you brothers and sisters out there, once again, you go to these people, and I know because I went to school with some of these people like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They dare to build. They don't come from where we come from. They don't understand our culture, but they get there. First of all, they're not as educated as us, but they can say, look, let me be around these circles. Let me change. Can you braid my hair? Can you make my hair look like that? Can you let me go get a little tan? Let me build my racial resume. Let me march at the Martin Luther King march. Let me be in the parade. Let me join the fraternities and the sororities and all these different things to try to implement themselves in our society. And when they do it, and because you're not spiritual, and because you don't understand the Bible, you automatically co-sign them. You sign off on them, and you allow them to be among us, and you give them an honorary place in among us. And when certain people co-sign certain things, people say, "Well, look, if they signed off on them, I know they must be black. They must be closest you can get to black." And some of you even say they're more blacker than us.
Wow.
Which is the sad thing. But this is what goes on with integration was a Trojan horse. You know what I'm saying? Our enemies have mastered integration to our detriment. Look at this here. Look at that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like the right, you know what I'm saying? You think this was a Wendy's commercial. The way she looked on this camera. Lock, I yield, sir.
Oh, man.
She's the one who came up with the term or the transracial term.
There you go, Cap. Oh, that's right.
Because first she came out saying she was black, and then when the picture came out, and even her parents came out and said, "I don't know who that woman is, but our daughter is white." Then she always identified with being, black, and she's really transracial. Because it was, I think she got real high up in NAACP too. I think she has some office up in there.
That's right.
Yeah, she was a power broker in that whole NAACP black, thing. She was running.
This picture here with her parents. Her parents did a whole conference and saying, "We don't know who that is, but our daughter is."
I mean, talk about the best of both worlds. Look at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we can't make this up, but something wrong with us though. You know what I'm saying? Like they able to float, they able to quote unquote get the best of both worlds. They able to be, and listen, this is the crazy part about it. They know how to turn off the blackness when the trouble comes.
Yeah.
They get pulled over, that white card come out. When trouble comes, then they know who. That's when they really use their white privilege. But you giving them privilege to be among us. Look at this right here, man. I mean, she was making decisions in the NAACP, and you want to talk about you have the spiritual intelligence to vote. You don't have the spiritual intelligence to vote. You don't even have the spiritual intelligence not to commit abortion. You don't even have the spiritual intelligence to have a good marriage.
Wow.
Why don't we start back to the essential building blocks of what it is to have a family first and focus on that? Focus on what it is that we got to get in our life. We're too busy trying to save this government and save this man's house. We need to get our house in order.
Right.
So like, I yield, sir.
So like if go ahead.
Go ahead, Kabas. No, I was just saying, excellent point.
Oh God. And I was gonna say, in the way he was able to fool for our people, or our people for so many years, all she had to do was one thing. She had to put a picture on her desk and it was an older African in the picture standing next to her, like it was a family photo. That's all she had to do. She didn't have to explain the photo. She didn't have to do nothing. Everybody just assumed that must be her dad. He's older. He's an older black man. It looked like a family photo, like a wedding or something. And she's standing next to him, hugged up. And she put that photo on her desk. So when you went in there, you said, "Oh, that must be her dad." Hey, how's it going, sister? let's talk about people today. That's all, and that's all she had to do. Same thing what Kamala Harris got to do. Put up a faded picture on the internet of a dark-skinned looking guy. And black people sold. We ready to give over the whole nation.
Yep.
Just off a picture.
Right.
All our hopes and dreams, our future, our children, everything. Kamala Harris, she's the queen. That's all she had to do was have that picture of that. That's how far we done fallen when we following these nations, man. These nations done figured us out. How shallow we are and how lustful we are. They figured it out in the scriptures when they figured out that all we have to do to defeat them is to get them to sin against their God. The nations figured it out. They said if they following their God, there's nothing we can do. If they keeping their laws, there's nothing we can do with them. But if we get them to sin, we can overthrow them. They figured us out.
Figured out how to make money off us too.
Kind of kind. So this is the state. This is the condition that we in. And like Kahan said, we got to get back to the basics, man. Milk for the babies, man. We had a baby stage. I think we went backwards. We done went backwards. We had baby. We need milk.
I think you're right.
Be nice to each other. Oh, Khan Wakan, go ahead. Otherwise, Salaki.
No, I just wanted to endorse what you said. Like what you said is so right. Like we went backwards. We don't need to know if we're a man or a woman no more. We don't know how to keep our kid no more, and we certainly don't know who the enemy is. So we being infiltrated. I'm saying it's so right. We went backwards.
All right. Salaka, sir. If I
didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, sir. Salaka.
No, go ahead. I was trying to say go ahead.
And Salaka, Jim, I was watching some with my mother today, the Emmett Till movie, and they were saying today, I think today or yesterday, he would have been 83 years old today.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Emmett Till. And and we having that conversation and just talking about where we were and where we are now and so forth. And the thing about it, it always comes back to, man, what happened to us as a people?
Yeah.
That always happens when you have those type of conversations about the civil rights movement, where did the black economy go, where did the cohesion between each other, the love for us went. And it all was destroyed through integration and us being tricked and believed that we had a part in this kingdom, that we had a part in this empire, even amongst all its expansions and all the enterprises that it has taken hold of. We never had a part in it. Then now, because some of us have elevated, have elevated from being the least of these, and to those who are, like Captain Mashak put it earlier, that are in proximity of power among these people, you believe now that you're equal. You believe now that you have equality. You don't have equality. What they gave you is tolerance. They tolerated us. And how do you know that? Because look at the day-to-day interactions. Look with Sonya, with the Massey situation, that sister out there, all these different situations. If it was integration, then we wouldn't have these type of situations. But they're constantly reoccurring. Why does God let these things keep happening? To show you He's trying to wake you up. Yeah, you keep trying to hit the snooze button on this. But the Lord won't allow it. He won't allow you to get comfortable in this place. Because like the Bible says, this is not our rest, brothers and sisters.
Right.
Understand what you see going on in Nashville and all these other cities? They're rallying they're circling the wagons. Why? Because they feel like they have, even though they're in all power that they have, they feel like that you are a threat. And you know what these people do when they feel like that you are a threat to power. They get active. They get real active. And you done forgot about that. You think it's everything is all willy-nilly. But I'm gonna tell you something. You better make your way up to Detroit for the Midwest barbecue. You better get in contact with Commander Junior Hunter, the head of ISUPK. Because your pastors don't have a contingency plan. Your pastors don't have a foresight and insight of what's going on. What they're gonna do is they're gonna sell you out. That's what they're gonna do.
Yes, sir.
Salaki, I yield.
Go ahead, Cat. Now give it up. Somebody else was trying to get in.
I don't think so. I don't know if you wanted to get the story with Netanyahu before a last story or so.
Yeah, because is this true that they killed a bunch of Israelis over there? I thought I heard Kapash mention that.
Yeah.
So like you said, they did, but the Hansball are trying to say he didn't do it, but he's really trying to pin it on them.
Oh.
Yeah. Already article on it. They're saying that they had like in the Golan Heights, I think it was like 10 or 11 people died. And Hans Buller came out and said we had nothing to do with that. But the Israelis ain't want to hear that.
Yeah, he needs to push the wall because that trip he made to the States this week, they say he spoke with Biden and Kamala separately and with Trump. And it's like they're all cutting deals of, well, what could you do for Israel when you get into the office? Because that's their protection. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like, he's suing them for, that protection of, okay, what could you do for me on your end?
So they cutting deals now, trying to find out who gonna be on their side. Now I heard, I don't know how true it is, but I heard Trump came out and said, or Trump's vice president came out and said he believes the war in Israel needs to end. Is that true? Or the war in Ukraine, or one of them? Anybody know?
So like I said, I believe it might be Ukraine. I think he said he had disagreed with the one in Ukraine.
Okay.
And then I think Kamala Harris told Netanyahu, I don't know if she told him that after the speech or whatnot he gave, but she was saying that he need to wrap it up. I think as far as they're talking about the ceasefire and so forth. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard.
The Democrats. Go ahead, Salakia.
No, I was just saying. I think Trump also tell him, he want to wrap up the war and get them hostages back. And Trump said if he doesn't win the election, you can guarantee World War III is going to happen with the other side. That's what he said. He said if he wins, he gonna make sure this war is wrapped up quickly. It's gonna be done. He gonna get the hostages back. He talked to Netanyahu. He said, they don't always see eye to eye, but they're seeing what they need to do. But he said if he don't win the election, it's going to be a huge war in the Middle East and possibly World War III.
That's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, and Slack, yes, and Taboo too, like how the whole news, like black people, like, like how they be, giving us the news, like we be, gobbling it up, but behind closed doors, deals being made. Like for example, the word hostage, right? They use hostage for when you're dealing with civilians. What they're not saying is a number of them that them Hamas people have is army personnel. So that they ain't hostage. Once you start taking, I think they call them prisoners of war. You understand? But they're not saying calling them prisoners of war, they're calling them hostage, which is, their way of say, make Hamas, look as if, like they's the ones, that, you know what I mean, they're the evil ones. When, you know what I mean, when they went over there and it was a military, you know what I mean, a military execution of whatever they wanted to stop. Then they wanted to stop Israel from making a deal with Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Like there's so much things going on in the background that black people, I mean, we don't even have time to really sit down and, you know what I mean, look and see what's going on in the backgrounds of things. Like the way America have it is almost like what you all see in front of you is what's going on. Don't worry about, you know what I mean, other things. When it's plain to see that America, they in it not because, how to put it, not because they don't want to. They're in it because they have to be in it. You understand? They know that they've been. You talk to white men who are like economic, like people who understand the economics. They will tell you that America, the only way to get this American dollar back up, they have to go to war. They have to be pushing wars all over the place, because this whole money now is the new. They say was the new how to put it, like way of invading your country, basically. You know what I mean? So now you using American dollars.
Economics
Yes.
to invade you.
You can't, sir. So now it ain't like the English army with some ships outside the country. No, you're not seeing your country being taken over. But the mere fact you have to, your dollars is 10 of your dollars to one American dollar should show you that you're being oppressed. Why does my $10 have to be one US? Why am I matching it up against your money? Because you are oppressing people. And that's how they've been oppressing people in the Caribbean now. Now it's not, it's not a physical oppression like you see in it, but now it's money. Now it's economics. Now it's the IMF. You know what I mean? And that whole BRICS that come into play, that's what all this war is, you know what I mean, it's all about. You know what I mean? And they tell you about Israel. Israel, I think one of the number one leading stuff for economics is the military equipment. You know what I mean? So they're testing their stuff out. You know what I mean? Countries buying Israeli equipment, but they never tested it before. So now they're getting a chance to basically test it. You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? And now you in something or something going on around the earth, but you know what I mean? You don't know why. The white man is the devil, the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? Like this, the war, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like that's why the war can't end. You know what I mean? This is about money. It's about money, money, money. You know what I mean?
Salak, if I could, Cap. And what Captain Athak saying is so nuclear, because Kamala Harris, based on what you said earlier, General, about what's their stance on the war, and it's so hardwired now that according to NPR, when they asked Vice President Kamala Harris about the war in the Middle East, she said she don't want the American people to look at it as binary. Like, so now, like knowing that she can't really pull, because once again, she can. It's kind of like undermining Biden for her to try to cut deals while he's still a president. So it's like, so being that, and who's to say she's even gonna switch on it? So what she's trying to say is, I can't change the war, stop the war, but I can try to change how people look at the war.
That's it.
Which is the ultimate witchcraft. It's like, you know, and don't look at it as binary. Don't look at it as two parts, one versus the other side. I want you to look at it different. And those other heathens, they're not going to look at it that way. They may be able to fool black people, not all black people. But that's what she's trying to say. Don't look at it as a binary conflict. You know what I'm saying? Look at it as almost like the word, and I know the LGBTQI use that a lot, the non-binary, I'm non-binary, but there is two parts to this war. You know what I'm saying? It's multifaceted, but it's 2 points, one against the other. Like the Bible says, it's going to be one nation going to rise against another nation, one kingdom against another kingdom. That's just what it is. And the reason that they don't want it, she don't want it to look at as binary, because she don't want it to polarize the country.
But this election is going to polarize this country even more, and like we brought out. I mean, what you gonna say? You saying that we crazy, but look at what's going on. Go out your door, drive into the sticks of Alabama, and look what you see on the trees and on people's houses, on people's trucks. You're gonna think you're in a different country. That's what you're gonna think. Salaki, I yield.
True. We know we got good work to do, man. We know we got good work to do for the Lord. And we also know that the Most High, can cut in the middle of all of this, which is what we're hoping for. You know what I mean? That's why we hope everybody gets to come out to Detroit, of course. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Captain Mawakwa, Captain Hadari doing it up in Detroit now, holding it down. It's about to be on fire weekend. You know what I'm saying? General Muhammad will be out there throwing it down, doing what he does. You know how he does. He coming in cold and hard. He bringing in all the stops over this weekend. This is going to be a powerful class this weekend.
Yeah, right.
Kyle Ryan will be doing his album release party, which is going to be big and fun. And I'll, of course, be talking about these demons, because these demons got to be answered. You know what I mean? Like right now, the internet is being used to brainwash and poison our minds. We got to do something about it. You know what I mean? So we're going to learn. We're going to just sharpen our swords, help everybody else out by showing them how to fight these demons, man. And get ready for the last turn. We're going into probably the last phase before a full-scale war breaks out in the world. Probably very, very close to that last phase. So we're going to do what we need to do. You know what I mean? To make it happen.
Come.
So,
Salaki, General, if I could,
please.
I just want to once again, I want to congratulate Captain Mashop. You know what I'm saying? I want to make a, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
And give toes. I want to, you know what I'm saying, pour up a glass for Captain Mashop.
Yeah, right.
His family, man.
Yeah.
Christ.
Captain Mashop. Congratulations, my brother. Damn right.
Yeah, sir.
I'm Captain Ahmad Yashar too.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Big shout out.
Damn right.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Wrap it up, Michelle.
You wanted to drop another story too?
Or did y'all want to keep going? You got another story?
Yeah, we definitely have some more. I also have Detroit on the line. I don't know if they're having any like issues though. I know the video was on. Hadar, I don't know if you're hearing Captain Hadar, Officer Kodash.
Yeah, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know if you all want to plug up again the Midwest Fire Weekend with General just went over. General, I don't know if you wanted to hear from them, to see them. Yeah.
Oh, you talking to
sir.
You talking to Hadaya? Who you talking to, Michelle? Salam.
I was asking if you wanted Hadar, being like over Detroit, if he could come in and plug the fire.
Yeah. If he could, yes. If he could, come on, Hadar.
Khan, General. Khan, sir. Once again, we having another fire weekend, but this time it's gonna be in Detroit, August 1st through the 4th, and it's gonna be so heavy, man, that everybody get out there, all blacks, Hispanics, and Native people, for the fire weekend and the main event with Manager Johnny breaking down, are demons real and are they among us? That is a heavy topic, General. It's heavy.
Oh, son, right. Go ahead,
Khan, sir. So August 1st through the 4th. We touching off first with the round table of truth. That's gonna jump off around 10 or 11 o'clock at the school, 12355 Gratiot Ave. And then we got the always heavy scripture breakdown with General Muhammad at 7 to 9. Once again, 12355 7 Ave in Detroit, Michigan. The second will be the amazing lecture with Commander Junior Yohana that all blacks, Hispanics, and Native people need to see. And then after that, on Saturday, we going to the Charles H. Wright Museum, which they call the African American Museum here. And it is a slave exhibit there that everybody must see at least once in their life. It is so heavy to get out there and see that. But I must warn you, after watching that and seeing that exhibit, you will be frustrated when you see the conditions that we were in. Because what they did is they brought to life a real life slave ship. So you're gonna be able to experience everything. You see the Hamites sitting at the table with the oppressors and how they sold us for beads and things like that. All of that is in that exhibit at the Charles H. Wright, and that's going down on that Saturday. And then after that, we going to the gun range, which will be at Action Impact. And then after the gun range, we headed to Floods Bar and Grill for the album release party for Captain of 13,000 Akkad of Orion. Once again, that's going to be a heavy event as well to see Captain Akkad, and then the city of Detroit get to experience what real brotherhood looks like. And that's something heavy that Commander Giuliani taught us all, because you can't witness real brotherhood on the earth. You won't see it. Every barbecue, they coming in and they arguing and fighting before the end of the night. Somebody might get shot. This is going to be the first time for black people in the Detroit area to really witness what real brotherhood looks like. So all that's going to happen at Captain Akkad's party. The water. And then August 4th, that Sunday, will be the Midwest barbecue. And that's going to be something heavy as well, where the brotherhood continues. So everybody, if you're in the Detroit area or anywhere in America, come witness this. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great thing to witness. Show all the brotherhood so we can show blacks, Hispanics that you can come together, eat good, and not fuss, not fight, not bicker over pettiness, but love each other. So you're going to see that at the Midwest Fire Weekend. Shout out to Commander Giuliani for raising the dead and showing us how to follow Christ. Log it, sir. Yeah.
And who made these badass flyers you got to die out? Good.
God, so that's Officer 5,000 Kodash the Bar. He's heavy in the media department under Captain Mashak.
Shout out to Kodash the Bar. Good night. Going smoke. So I guess that's it, fam, right? Well, somebody else lock it. Go ahead, Mashak. You trying to. Or Hadayah? Oh, yeah, all them flyers. It's hot as hell.
So we also created the link tree for this event, and on that link tree you can scan the code, and you can to the UPK in Detroit and Ohio and Pittsburgh 24 hours a day now. We have a live chat that you could just text in anytime you want, and all the events will be on those flyers as well. So the Google Maps to every address that we going to is all on this link tree. Kodash the Bar definitely did the damn thing with these flyers, sir.
Sure enough, did. Oops, I'm incorrect. Sure enough, did.
Miss this lecture though, Commander Giuliani.
Salaki, go ahead. That was it?
Salaki, sir, that was it. I yield.
Most High Christ. Let's go and wrap it up, fam. All right, you want me to go ahead, Mashak, or you want to do it?
Definitely want to salute you, but I don't know if you want to say anything else before you roll, sir.
No, that's it. Of course, jump in on this channel every Monday and Saturday. You understand? This channel's always rocking, man. Big shout out to all the hitters that's in this team that's in here tonight, man. Can I get everybody in? Yeah, Captain Kahan Thumyar, Captain Mashak Mayan. Forgive me if I don't go in the proper order. Captain Naya Thok, Captain Kapash, okay, Captain Hadalia Allah, that's Detroit, DC, Louisiana, Indianapolis. I mean, captains coming in from all over. Officer, my main man, Officer Kazak Ahmad, doing it up on TikTok like a monster.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, big shout out to Officer Sawap Ya'ala also, all the way from the Caribbean. Sawap, I heard y'all up there swinging hard, man, after the hurricanes, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy, they hurricane tested these Hebrews, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to him. Did I forget anybody else? Of course, big shout out to Captain Mashak, my young. Congratulations again, man, to you and your lovely wife, man, and that beautiful, beautiful girl in the game. You know what I'm saying? Hebrews on deck. Like we not getting caught up in abortions, man, in the UPK.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We not like how you gonna trade? How you gonna say you got to give up your baby because you ain't got the money when you got a whole nation surrounded you? You understand? We're gonna put clothes on your baby. We're gonna get food to you. You understand? Big shout out to General Muhammad teaching all the sisters to go back to breastfeeding after the crisis. Yeah, I'm right. Big shout out to General Muhammad on that, man, teaching all the sisters to go back to breastfeeding after the crisis that happened during the pandemic. White women was losing their mind because they couldn't go get that Similac, which is horrible for your child anyway, compared to breast milk with all the enzymes and all the antibiotics in it. And sisters start going back to that. Like we don't have to break the Lord's law to function, man. Them babies, you don't have, when you get pregnant, you don't have no right to kill that baby, man. You're a straight up murderer if you kill that baby, man. And if you did it in the past, know that Yahushua is forgiving you for it. That's why we in this grace. You ain't gotta stand on it because you had one before. So now you got to be like, yeah, you know that. Nah, you ain't gotta do that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You know, in many cases you didn't even know better, especially if you was born in the last 40 years or so. They've been putting this game on us since the 60s and 70s. Since the day we asked for civil rights, they started plotting on slaughtering our babies. They got the tapes. You can go on YouTube and get the tapes of Nixon talking about how his advisors was coming in and saying these blacks is having too many babies. They're gonna overthrow the whole country. And he looked at the statistics and was shocked. You can see those statistics.
Demons are among us every day, doing things to us and convincing you to do things.
Somebody come in.
I think place.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? So we don't have to go that route, man. Our babies have a right to live, and they're gonna step the pressure up. Pharaoh was so mad he was saying throw our babies in the river. Could you imagine that? He had a clear plan on how since they couldn't kill him he couldn't have abortions with him. He was trying to have third trimester abortions in ancient Egypt. Imagine that 4,000 years ago. You talk about the wisdom of Egypt. They was wise to kill us. That's what they was wise to do. So now, after all that time, here we are again, ready to do the same damn thing over again. No, man. Let them babies live. So big shout out to you. Congratulations again, Cap. Congratulations to Ahmad Yashar. Them babies be beautiful, man, and wonderful. Right. And Esau don't understand how they coming out so healthy and all that. So it's through the grace and the mercy of the Lord, man, right in the bottom of the hood. Let Israel rise, man. Let us rise, man. You know what I mean? So with that, man, we'll see y'all Monday night. Oh, we doing Monday night? We're going to get it in, but the following Monday, we're going to do it from Chicago. Because we'll be coming off of the fire weekend. We'll be rocking it out in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And getting it on. I'm going to take Ahmad, with Kazak Ahmad with me. He's going to fly out with me out of Philly, Kazak. We're going to do it up, you know what I'm saying? And get out on the field, man, and get into the game and do what we do, man. And listen, man, let's be proud of each other, man. Scripture says, esteem thy brother daily. We should do it. because what we do in the world, the earth, our family, the 12 tribes is full of dry bones. They can barely hear us. But boy, oh boy, the strength and tenacity to push forward is unmatchable, man. So we'll see y'all out there, man. See y'all Monday night, y'all. Let's get it on. Shalom, fam. Salam.
Yeah, how about
What?
You shouldn't do. And the minute you do it and you realize you did something evil, then the demon leave you and you like, oh my God, what happened? But see, that's why Christ was everything to us, because Christ gave us the tools to battle them forces.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. It's Captain Quad. I'm on deck, you know what I'm saying, with the man, with the plan, the manager and Johanna himself. We are here at the Atlanta Cookout, you know what I'm saying? Brothers doing an excellent job, as you can see, having a great time doing what we do. Anything you want to say about what we have right now, gentlemen?
Oh, man, if I could, first of all, as Israel always does, UPK forever. We having a smoking ass time out here, Salakia. You know, man, brothers and sisters all coming together, man. Camps coming from all over the country. This thing is really growing like a wildfire, man. The UPK, everybody know, man. I mean, One West, we real, man. We the beginning. We where it started, and we gonna be where it get finished at. You know what I'm saying? With the king. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful road with you. Can I plug my lecture?
Man, get down.
Next month, August 2nd. August 2nd.
That's right.
I'm gonna be up in Detroit, man. Y'all gotta come through Detroit. Okay, revive the souls in Detroit, man. We're gonna come through. We're doing a lecture on are demons real and are they among us? I'm gonna drop some things on you that's gonna help fix a whole lot of what you're dealing in your everyday life, man. And Lord knows we need it. We coming to the end, because when I hit the streets yesterday in Atlanta, we was talking about it. 500 homeless people downtown alone. It was crazy. And so what you got to understand is that they are slowly draining Jake out of these cities. They bringing him all the way down. All the cities this is happening to. They taking over the real estate. They stopping you from buying new real estate. They keeping the interest rates high. They working the whole thing down to put you in hell, because they getting ready to go to war. And they don't need you to have power and ability when they go to war. So that's why we coming together, man. We doing the UPK. The lecture's coming up. You know, every year I come out to the Midwest Fire Weekend. That's one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? Get out to the Midwest Fire Weekend. Do it up this year in Detroit. I'm looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? Got the Midwest Monster of Mayhem. You know how he do. Tear the Midwest up. That's how we get down. You know, man. So
we appreciate you coming to the Midwest Fire Weekend every year. Of course, it's going to be another banger, Lord allow. Why is it important for people to be in actual there? Of course, we're going to have it available online for people who want to see it as well. But what is the importance of people coming to this conversation? Why is it a real conversation?
Because a lot of us don't understand what demons are and how they work. A lot of us think demons is what we see in the movies. You turn on The Exorcist and all that, and you think that's what demons are. But demons are among us every day, doing things to us and convincing you to do things that you shouldn't do. And the minute you do it and you realize you did something evil, then the demon leave you and you like, oh my God, what happened? But see, that's why Christ was everything to us, because Christ gave us the tools to battle them forces. All we got to do is utilize the tools to battle. If you go downtown Atlanta like we did, you're going to see so many brothers and sisters that are caught up under the demons and being controlled by the demons. You're going to see so much of it. And you're going to see that they don't know how to get out of it. And that's why we call. Like the Lord got a solution for everything, and prophets are the solution for when a society breaks down. I mean, his society breaks down. When the 12 tribes fail, God, who he called? He called the prophets. Then he called Christ, and in him calling Christ, what happened? Salakia. Him calling Christ gave us a leader to now all of us just follow behind what he laid down, and guess what? We fix each other. We all could be in that. We could all be on the street homeless right now in Atlanta. That's right. Any last one of us could have ended up in that situation here in New York, Philly, DC, wherever, West Coast, California, all that. But instead, we're not. Why? Because we got tools, tools from the Lord. Those tools we trying to give them. And that's why you should come out. You should come out if you ever want to understand why people act the way they act, why they do the evil things they do. What makes a man want to be a drug dealer? What makes a rapist, a murderer, a stick-up kid? What makes what makes a person do the things that they do? If you want to know and understand that, then you should come on out to the Midwest. You should see what we're doing, see how we break it down, and it's going to change your life. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change your life. Man. Right. Well, listen, you know what I'm saying? And you see, and here, if you see the alternative, show them this parking lot, man. Show them all the brothers and sisters coming together. That's right. They're coming together, man, in peace and harmony and brotherhood and righteousness, man. And this can't even be done. This could only be done through Christ in this time. I don't care who you think you are. Only through Yahushua could this be done. Without him, you couldn't get this done. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do this. We didn't do this. He did this. He showed us how to do it. You understand? And he deserved the credit for it. He was the only cat that could walk the walk and not sin and break any of the rules. Damn right. So shoot, I'm following him, man. I'm rolling with his program. That's right. Right or wrong. Damn right. And that's why you should too. Let me explain something to everybody out there. You got to understand that what you were supposed to get out of the Bible, you didn't get. What you don't want to face is your preacher beat you for your jewels that you were supposed to get. He beat you for your pot of gold. Instead, he turned you into a sinner. When what could have happened was you could have got what you needed, and you could have built your family back, built your brotherhood, built your community, built your neighbor, fixed your problems, solved the conflicts. You understand? You would have saw the real enemies. You would have saw why your economy fell and you can't get it back up, and why you can't work together. Everybody say black people don't come together. Right. Black people, and it's true. Right. But why don't black people come together is what nobody wants to answer. Right. Nobody can understand why. Well, guess what? We understand why. Why do we understand? Because the Lord gave us 5,000 years of history and a king to show us how to get out of it. Right. See, we don't appreciate what's been given to us in the Bible. That's right. We don't even know how valuable it is. That's right. It's like you found a piece of gold, but it's covered with lead, so you think it's a regular rock. But if you crack that rock open, you're going to find out that gold is everything you ever needed, and that's the truth. And Christ even said it. Yes, sir. It's like if a man find the truth, yes, sir. And, it's the greatest thing that ever happened to him. Right. Paraphrase. That's right. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important. Come to Detroit. Right. Come hang out with your boy. I got 40 years on the track. Nobody could question my record. If they do, they're a liar. Okay? I done rocked it out from the beginning of the building of this nation. My record is enough for you to come on out, hang with me in the Midwest Monster of Mayhem. I nicknamed him that because how he rolls. You know what I'm saying? And there's Captain Mount Quad. You understand? And let us impart something to you, man. Come on out to Detroit, man. Come hang with us. I guarantee you it's going to change your life. Right. Well, listen, gentlemen, I don't want to cut you off, but y'all got to get the rest at the conversation. Yeah, it's there. You might have gave a little. No, I'm only joking, man. Of course, General going to be dropping them Jews as they always do. Please come out. Like, if you can't make it, you know what I'm saying, we're going to have it available online as well. This is Commander General, head of this nation, the man under Christ that's going to lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians all the way into the kingdom of heaven right here on planet Earth. We appreciate you, John. Appreciate you. Well, yeah. Damn right.